Yeah. The last stream, just so you guys know, the last stream, how good that was, we only got an hour and 50 minutes of it actually streamed because it fucked up going to from OBS to fucking to Twitch. I don't know. I didn't watch it because I was so pissed off there was only an hour and 50 minutes of it, of the 4-hour session we did. The beginning half was like the struggle of getting everybody across the bridge, right? And then I'm gonna go grab water, I'll be right back. The stream is up though. I don't want to hear shit about the mark on my forehead. I just walked into a door full force. Yeah. I just walked into a door and hit my head hard as shit. I'm surprised you guys didn't hear me scream fuck across the house. Oh, it's probably in my hairline. It feels like it's up here. It's definitely gonna welt up. It's not. It hurts a lot. I hit that door full force. Wham! Oh. Here's the trick, though. Here's the trick. Kids, we do not condone. We do not condone this. We. I muted it. Don't worry. No, they DoorDash like crazy in Ocala, dude. It's not DoorDash here though. It's fucking Bike Squad and the other one, Uber Eats. Grubhub, yeah, Grubhub kind of died off, honestly. Yeah, when your initials are GH, honestly, how long do you expect your company to last? Uh, I still think we bankrupt Paramount over what they done to Halo. Yeah, it's gotten worse. Yeah, we went to 7, but 8 episodes started on 3. There's another episode of Star Trek too, and it was really good. Yeah, he's doing a fucking amazing job as Pike. Anson Mount is doing so good. Oh, his do you remember that show Dollhouse? The Joss Whedon show? He's in it in the when they're trying to steal the pieces of the Parthenon marbles. When they go into the bank vault, when he's with Eliza Dushku, and he gets shot in the stomach or stabbed in the stomach or some shit, and he's laying there on the ground dying, and she forgets who she is mid mission. That episode that's him. I saw like that was after I'd watched Hell on Wheels. I went back and I watched that show, and I was like, I fucking know his voice from somewhere. That's Anson Mount. Well, that was yeah. I told you the other day. The fucking Star Trek Voyager, right? The captain from Voyager is the old lady that runs the kitchen in Orange Is the New Black. She's red. That's her. But 25 years later. What's funny is um, Patrick Stewart did his show before she did her show, and he still looks the exact same as he did almost 30 years ago. The man is ageless. Okay, the man is ageless. Right, exactly. He's looked old for his whole fucking life. He also did the voiceover. He did the voiceover in Ted. Not the whole show, no, just episodes here and there. It it was concurrent with Chuck, and it didn't shit on Chuck. Oh, yeah. Ben Stiller has never looked better than when he did both Zoolander and Starsky and Hutch. The man deserves to have sideburns. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, another one, same haircut. He's never looked better than that same haircut, which is the same haircut he had in both Zoolander and Starsky and Hutch. How do you pull off sideburns in a fucking perm? Yeah. I want one time for them to do a blooper reel of a show and have the main characters swap positions, so the protagonist plays the antagonist plays the protagonist. Just so you can see what it would have been like if Vince Vaughn was the bad guy in that one, in Dodgeball, and Ben Stiller was the average Joe. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's just fucking average perception. Yeah. We got 3 minutes left. I don't know how that shit's still on television though. After like the first season, I was like, okay, are they gonna fight? You know, this is just the biggest fucking tease ever because they're 48-year-old men now. They're never actually gonna fight. Because the second they actually raise their leg, they're gonna fucking throw a hip. Let me see. Word. Oops. And possible. Right now, you're 4. No, you shouldn't need it at all tonight, but there was an update this week, so you probably should. Got an update. Google Chrome, since you guys want to listen to all our conversations, can you make fucking dark pages a thing? Can we arrange this anytime soon? I'm very tired of staring at a bright white goddamn screen because you're too lazy to give me dark pages. They have an experimental one, but when you go to it, if it has buttons that are black, they're just black. You can't see the buttons now. You have to go into the developer settings and turn it on. Yeah.
It's blue and it's not as blindingly white.
Gotcha.
So, like, that was the first thing I fucking changed.
No, it doesn't have a dark theme. You have to fucking... Like, certain web pages have a dark theme, sure, but Google Chrome itself does not have one.
Google itself doesn't, and that's...
So, like, D&D Beyond, for example, you can't get a dark page until you go into a player profile. Then it can be a dark page.
Trying to... I can do it in Pathfinder, which makes me super angry, but it's harder to do in 5e. I've been trying to make a Elden Ring fucking 5e character.
An Elden Ring 5e character? Yeah, just so you guys are aware, the pain that I am going through in Elden Ring will soon be your pain in boss fights.
We've been
training just so you can prepare. The pain that I am currently undergoing trying to beat these Elden Ring bosses is the pain that you will soon be undergoing.
I'm going through the same fucking pain, man.
Do you guys need help? Do you need help with your builds?
Well, I got him. Where did I get him? Who did we beat for you? No, we were gonna fight. I got him around the castle, like you had showed me in the original. We were gonna start our fight with Margit, but we didn't get to it yet.
Well, if you're still on after this, Nick, I will help you make your build.
Oh god, dude, I killed a dragon.
He's doing the same thing I'm doing. He's a prophet.
Yeah, I can help you make a build for you. I've got one that's set up for JJ. At least he's not fucking angular attacking anymore with that goddamn spear. That was hard to watch at the beginning.
It was terrible. Yeah, I gave him I gave him the short sword.
Okay, cool.
Because now I have somebody's rapier +8 that I got from some guy who just gave it to me, and it's way better than mine.
I got on the last couple of mornings after and played and caught up to kind of get some new stuff. But I've got literally like 80 different builds depending on what you want to play, and I've got builds that'll synergize well if you both play together.
Yeah.
And then if Hobo gets on and I just spilled my alcohol.
Master and dynamic. Shit, those look like some nice ass headphones.
But yeah, if Hobo gets on, I can do there. Like I have a whole setup for a team, like DPS, fucking healer, and shit like that too, depending on like what you want to do. If you want to play
Ranged heals. That's what I want. Ranged heals. Healing word.
You won't get ranged heals, but I can get you like medium heals where you can pop in, heal, and pop out without getting hit.
That's fine.
That's what my paladin does.
I went and bought that fucking call lightning spell, essentially, whatever the fuck it is.
The lightning strike where you
the one where you reach your hand up like this and you fucking pull down a lightning bolt onto somebody at range.
Yeah, that's good to get if you get used to the mechanics of it. You get a
it's faster than me fucking. It's faster than me sitting here drawing back a fucking lightning bolt for 4 seconds and throwing it.
You keep holding it. Remember to fucking just hit it, just tap it, and you just boom, boom, boom. You throw it out like a machine gun. Remember, you gotta remember to tap.
So I've learned that the only time that I'm charging it up now is when I notice they're like very susceptible to the lightning. Then I'll come back. I'll create distance and charge it.
Yeah, the only time you should charge it up is if you have somebody tanking. Whether it be a spirit summon, whether it be co-op partner, whether it be
somebody that can keep the aggro off you. Yeah.
Otherwise, once you get you're 144 now, so you can probably
do
it. It's going to be a hard fight. Yeah, it's going to be a hard fight, but you remember the bridge where I had you go not where the elder dragon is, but before then where I told you not to cross the main bridge where the dragon was, and you had to run down the poison hill.
Nope.
And cross.
I don't remember fuck all that you're talking about.
I'll show you.
We'll have to find it later.
But there's a knight cavalry there. And once you kill him, he gives you the bloodhound step, and that's what allows you to quick step across the map.
Gotcha. I have his fang, right? Bloodhound's fang. I have that one.
Yeah, what you'll do is you're gonna put your straight sword. You're gonna put bloodhound step on, and every time you hit the button, you're gonna disappear. Throw a lightning bolt, disappear. Throw a lightning bolt, and you're just gonna literally circle an opponent.
Oh god.
And do that.
Yeah, that's gonna be painful.
You'll be fucking up people that they can't touch you. Like you can, and then the bloodhound step, you can move in any direction, so you can forward, backward, side to side. And easily
it's whatever direction you're dashing, then it'll jump.
Correct. It'll be taking the place of essentially your roll.
Quick question.
Yeah. Hit me. Go ahead before we start.
We're talking about Elden Ring, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. I played a little bit of it and I'm ass at it,
it's
so
painful.
I just
want everyone is ass at it. Don't.
Yeah, right now, especially since I got to put the PC on hold right now. We had a car issue that I have to put money into the car.
Gross.
So I'm not gonna funny enough, it happened right as I sold my bike. So
I mean, at least it was good timing that you didn't buy the computer.
Well, we literally left. The other day we literally left. We went the hour to go sign the papers and come back, and as we were on the edge of town, getting into town, right off the interstate, the car broke down.
So I mean, at least it was. While you you hadn't already bought the computer, you know what I mean? You still have the money. That's the good part.
It was just one of those things that I got the money in hand. I was already thinking.
And then it's instantly fucking taken from you.
Yeah, instantly. Karma's just like, that's
fuck you and your motorcycle.
Correct. But yeah, so we got to do that. But if anybody wants to get Dark Souls 3, I will walk you through Dark Souls 3.
Played an hour and a half of it, and I was like. And I returned it.
But once you get kind of the idea of where to go, it's a lot better. But like with me, since it's cross-platform,
the first hour of Dark Souls 3 is the most painful hour of your entire life.
Once you get the idea of what you want to do build-wise, and B, weapons,
like the intro boss for Dark Souls 3 is harder than any boss I've fought in Elden Ring.
Oh, fucking absolutely.
The intro boss.
Goddamn lootly. That's the one you can do. That's the one that you have to fight before you even can co-op.
Before you can go into the game, exactly.
But you can cheese them. There's a cheese. you get the fire bombs. So you start at the beginning. Your
Yeah.
weapon is fire bombs, and then there's fire bombs at the edge of the cliff right before you go into him. You grab those, and he's susceptible to fire. He burns. So you literally just throw all your bombs, and he dies.
Wow.
You just gotta not get hit.
But if you don't do that, you have to stand behind him and stab him in the back.
Yeah,
while he
constantly. And
jumps
you
up
have
and
to
down
break his goddamn stance. It's
Right.
fucking annoying.
It's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you get
Okay.
that, and he dies in like a couple of seconds. Like, you can cheese that fight super easily. But they put that in there for a reason. Like, they know what they're doing a lot with their cheeses. Like, some of them's like, oh, this is game breaking. But I'm like, some people just can't do it the normal way, guys.
Yeah. Hello all, and welcome to our Dungeons and Dragons stream. Now that we're done talking about Elden Ring and other Souls games,
Wow.
we fancy ourselves the crew of LikelyAMimic. It's our handle on most, if not all, socials. If you can go follow them, that'd be super cool. If you can go follow the other Twitch, that'd be super cool as well. The LikelyAMimic Twitch. We need to get that up to 50 followers. I think we have 30 now.
Yeah.
I want to say it's around
really
30.
Support it.
What was I saying? Oh, so we play D&D, but we're new at streaming it. Sometimes we have some technical difficulties. Last week we had a really bad one. We lost about an hour and a half of our stream. It pisses me off royally because that was a very great stream. It's just LikelyAMimic, Hunter. It's the same thing that's like, it's like written at the bottom of the page somewhere, at the top of the page. Same thing.
We are on every other social media. LikelyAMimic written out straight as it is. You can find it anywhere, even on YouTube.
All the past VODs are on YouTube. I was going to say that just a second. We will work diligently to resolve our technical issues as soon as we notice them. If you notice any problems, please mention them. I do monitor the chat, and I will try and fix them quickly. But I didn't have anybody in chat last week, so I didn't know there was a fucking problem. Anyways, that out of the way. Collectively, we thank you for your patience, your viewership, and your time. It means the world to me and the rest of us that you want to watch us be fucking nerds and play D&D of all things. During our halftime break and after the show, excuse me, a couple of us stay around to answer some questions. Whether that's from them to me, from you to them, you know, that's just, if you have questions, feel free to ask them. We're going to get to them during our halftime break or after the show. That way we don't interrupt the game as we're playing. Some things you ought to know going in, which is probably going to be the last time I say this. Most of our rules are 5e. Some are homebrewed, some are pulled from other games like Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Some phrases that we use: looking bloody, meaning half health. Looking rough is getting very low, it's about 10%. My personal favorite that I came up with is Go On Dick, the acronym being DYK, meaning describe your kill. It's my flared take on the nostalgic DM's favorite. How do you want to do this? How do you slay your monster? Just, you know, how do you kill it? For player intros tonight, we are missing both Ben and Hobo. Ben's at the army, Hobo has work. So we're going to deal with our other people. Let me swap over to the players page.
Fucking Yuffie.
What'd she say? What?
No, she's just very, very blatantly eating her breadstick.
Oh.
Oh yeah, every once in a while I pointed at my camera.
I was just like, what the hell?
Listen, I'm not kidding when I say I'm very into the influence tonight.
It's okay. So, quickly, Nick plays Squire Jornir, the gold half dragon. He is cleric fighter. Cass plays Alodor Hazelscorn, the druid centaur. Yuffie plays Sotah, the half-orc barbarian that likes breadsticks.
Paige likes breadsticks. Sotah does not. I don't know what you're talking about. Sotah's very, very conscientious.
She despises
about her
bread.
Carb intake. She just is very conscientious about her carb intake.
She has a gluten intolerance.
She counts out her protein every day. Like, she's got to make sure she gets grams.
Sotah, the D&D character, designed with celiac disease. Adam plays Augustus Crawford, the human, what are you now, artificer wizard, right?
Artificer Wizard. Yeah.
Right.
Oh God.
Like I said, we are missing Ben and Hobo for the night. Ben won't be here next week either, which is okay. Lastly, I'm JJ. It's Lord Longcock on Twitch, Discord, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, bullshit. You know, you found us one way or another. It's probably through one of our pages.
Brody.
You probably heard me say this before, but for the new folks, this is my living story. Done by God, that's not my style. I play one when they need me to, but I like to think of myself as a bard of old. I actively speak this world into existence, and you, the viewers, are my listeners. But these folks are the stars of my show. They're the characters. Though, unlike a book, my characters are alive. They do good, they do evil, they love, they lie, they lose, they fight, they kill, they survive, they advance, they change, they grow, and they learn. Most importantly, they feel, and they make their own decisions. And that's as living gets. While I'm supposed to challenge them, teach them, reward them, and sometimes I have to break them, all to see them develop, and inevitably to see where they're going to take me, because in all honesty, I have no fucking idea. I think that covers everything. Go follow the LikelyAMimic Twitch, that's the important one. VODs are on YouTube, that's the other important one. I think that's it.
I think we got everything. Yeah, no, it sounds good.
Yeah.
Right. Now,
No.
for our recap, which is a little rough because I couldn't go back and watch the episode because 2 hours of it were gone. Early into last session, we picked up last session immediately at the point where Sotah was dangling by her sword from a cliff's edge. She had driven her sword to the hilt into the cliff's edge, and Augustus was mid-jump out off of the cliff to reach her. As it picked up, he did catch onto her. He did throw Gisborne, his small Angolan metallic partner friend. He threw him, right? Thimble, Hobo's character, caught him. And they secured the rope in a way that would not let them fall when the ice broke. The ice bridge did inevitably shatter by the amount of force that was put into it. And both Augustus and Sotah were slammed into a wall. They took a little bit of damage. And the last thing, to round out that little bit of story right there, the last thing that Sotah witnessed was her life partner, the great sword,
The love of my life.
flipping into the darkness below.
My love. Not really. We're not gonna even. Or that.
So there's so much we could go with there. Yeah.
True. We could, but we're not going to.
Alodor dropped his wolf form. He took on his was a giant spider form, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then began his climb down the cliff, right? Using his dashes, over the span of about a 5-minute period, he could make it the several thousand feet it was to the bottom. Over 2,000. When he was down there, the sword eventually plummeted into the ground quite close to him. He did try and pull it up, but it was buried so deep he couldn't pull it up. He just did not have the strength to do it. Let's see. Augustus and Sotah were drawn up onto the edge. Everyone was in a rage, thrown across the 20-foot wide chasm by Sotah. She just literally grabbed everybody and threw them. The first one was surprising for everybody, I feel like, because the rope was on the other side. And then she threw the end of the rope that was on the same side as her and the person attached to it across the 20-foot wide chasm. Yeah.
And then everybody followed after that.
That's in fact what happened. Yes.
And it was great because everybody made it.
Yeah, no, everybody got across. That's the important part, I suppose.
Besides the sword.
Alive. I'd say conscious, but really it was just alive.
Yeah, no, I would go with alive. That's probably the best way to put it.
Yeah, well, because just after that.
Right, just after that, we ran into a small problem where magic was cast, and our 2 players that currently aren't here this week swapped bodies.
Oh, shit.
Ian, Ben's character, during this body swap, was unveiled as Vincent Moontrack, somebody that, if you were around Section 0 period wise, you would remember as Ben's original character, who donned a mask and took the face of Ian when he found him dead. That's how he joined the campaign, joined into the crew that was getting on the boat to go to Grisfolia. That surprised much of the party. Jornir hit him, or at least tried to. I don't remember if you made contact. I don't think you did.
I did.
You did, yeah. You hit him with an axe. That's correct. That's correct. Yeah. You used your lightning lure to yank him toward you. That is correct.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, the night was not the night. I'm sorry. The short rest was made. The wagon was packed, and everybody was shipped off.
Solemnly heading off to Alodor's
Very
people.
quietly, right? Yeah, it took their time leaving. But everybody definitely packed up into the wagon and began to head back towards Alodor's people, which is the direction they were heading, towards the wealdath. Let's see here. Okay. It's on the beginning page. It's fine, take your time. You do reach the wealdath. You are met by a. It's almost like they just melded out of the trees. The people that were there, the centaurs that are there, the dryadic centaurs that are half dryad blood, half centaur blood. They seemingly just came out of the woods, out of the ground, out of the trees. These are people that are, on average, roughly 9 feet tall, or roughly 3 foot of humanoid torso atop roughly 6 foot tall horse. Some of them are smaller, some of them are a little bigger, but on average, roughly about 9 feet tall. And it's a little off-putting how they can just appear from nowhere to be such a big entity. And I think the last thing we did was where did I cut you off? I cut you off right where.
As we met them, I think.
No. I think I cut you off
were in the
right
middle
after you healed your sister, right? Or like I didn't tell you whether or not you had healed her.
Yeah, a little bit after getting set up. Yeah.
The whole healing thing happened, and then Alodor was unsure if his sister was actually healed, given his check, but the healing whole thing happened, and then it was done.
Sorry.
That's fine. Yeah, but where did we end last time? That's what I forgot. Like, what was the last thing we did?
Right after the whole healing ceremony.
Okay,
finished.
sure. So yeah, that's where we ended. Then was when the ingredients that you had taken from Grisfolia, right? You had taken them all the way from Grisfolia to, where'd you land? Baldur's Gate to Othkatla, right? Othkatla to the Small Fangs down into the wealdath, right? Now you're giving these items to heal his family, his sister, his only actual blood relative, and a few other dryadic centaurs that had taken up the same disease. The healer, who I will have to look at the name, give me 1 second. I remember she was female, I just don't remember the name I wrote down. I want to say it was like Neelith or something along those lines.
Sorry.
Oh my god, you just appeared out of nowhere. What the fuck?
Spooky.
healer Namina. That's her name. Namina.
Yes.
Once that she had sort of taken over, and she claims that the medicine is doing its job. That within a day or so, she should be healed and restored. And in doing so, you have completed a major challenge, and you, put this to pick up. We're gonna say that you're immediately being greeted by Iolilla, the head of your tribe. Right? Iolilla and Iupes, your best friend, who is his grandson, just so you know, Iolilla's grandson.
Yes.
Yes. Iupes and Iolilla are waiting for you outside of your family tent, which had just been essentially turned into the triage tent. And it's very close to there. It's not like they had to go out of their way.
Yeah.
And they are, Iupes is very excited to have you back because you're his best friend. He's known you since he was very young. You were best friends before what happened to your family happened, right?
Yes. Yes.
And then because you were so close, when his parents passed and your parents passed, Iolilla adopted all of you, including him and his sister, and then you and your sister.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they're waiting for you as you exit the encampment. Or I'm sorry, just your tent, not and they're just kind of waiting on you to gather yourself a little bit because I can see you're a little disheveled. You just saw your sister in very poor, but you also did just see her get a little more cognizant when the medicine was given to her. It looked like she was kind of coming out of, almost like waking up. So they're just waiting on you as you exit the tent, waiting near your allies.
Yes. Yes. So, sorry. Sorry. So I'm gonna go up to them and I'm gonna say, it's so good to see you again, both of you, and I'm gonna hug both of them.
Sure. Yeah, they definitely return it, and they give you their wishes, and they, typical kind of coming home speech. We knew you were the one to do this. We knew you were strong enough. Iolilla says he's going to throw a banquet in your honor, feast, on returning and completing your mission tonight, and that all of your friends are welcome. They left their iron weapons outside, their metal weapons. So they are welcome amongst the tribe for the time being.
Yes.
They are welcome to come to your celebration. It's more like a thanking, I guess, because the task that you just underwent is not small by any means. I mean, you just traveled to a place that, as far as you know, no centaur has ever been. No one from your tribe.
Yeah. No.
You travel on a fucking ocean. Big deal.
Yeah.
Gone where no centaur's gone before.
Right.
I'm gonna look at the party and be like, well, as you guys might have heard, there's gonna be a feast, and would really like for you guys to join me. If to celebrate everything that we've accomplished. Food, lots of food.
What about alcohol?
Iolilla,
That is a good question.
Iolilla will
actually.
interject and say, oh, we have wonderful alcohol. You'll love it. It's very sweet.
Yeah, thank God. I had so many things, like sorrows, to drink about.
Find us food.
Iolola's there, right?
Yes, and when he says this, Alodor, you can't help but chuckle because you know that your alcohol is fruit that is hollowed out, spit in, and fermented.
I'm gonna go up to him and kind of whisper, be like, "Let's not tell him how it's made. It's. Let's keep that to ourselves, please."
I want you to remember exactly what Sotah drank when you made it back
Right,
to
right.
the tavern after everything that happened.
Oh my god.
You know, Sotah doesn't give a fucking shit.
What kind of food is the feast gonna have? Meat?
You blur it out, homie.
What
What'd you
kind of
say?
food is the feast gonna have? Meat?
Yeah. Yeah, are you like
Um,
outwardly asking this, or are you asking me as the DM?
No, I'm asking Alodor, like, whispering to him.
Oh, okay. Well, that you would know, Alodor, that yes, you do consume meat, but it is all meat that you have hunted as a tribe, and you share it amongst the tribe.
Yeah.
It's typically larger animals because you hunt in a pack, but you're all horses. So you could travel very quickly. You can hunt large animal very rapidly. So you by no means are vegetarian.
No.
No. You just because you're a druid doesn't mean you're a fucking hippie from a commune. You know what I mean? You can still be one with nature and consume meat.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't go to waste.
Right. That's the thing, is nothing goes to waste for these people.
Okay.
I
don't know, I just-
Jornir, my friend, there'll be plenty for you to enjoy. Don't worry about it.
I think after the last 2 days that we've had as a group, the feast and celebration, as far as meat and drink, would be welcomed.
What he said.
Yeah, and of
I'm
course
hungry.
Thimble and Vincent. Well, Thimble outwardly agrees very vibrantly, but Vincent is quietly standing behind all of you. And he was probably rather reluctant to give up his weapons. I don't want to say that he's tried to sneak one in because I don't know if Ben would do that.
I thought you said he would stay with the weapons and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, did he stay outside? Is that what he did?
He said he'd
Yeah.
stay outside. With the
Okay,
weapons.
then fuck it. Ben's character's not here. I'm not worried about him.
So, Thimble.
Yeah, Thimble outwardly excited.
Well,
Very excited for food and
So
alcohol.
Thimble's body is staying, but Vincent as Thimble, or Thimble as Vincent is here.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of things.
Yes, because they have swapped bodies. Currently, Vincent's body is standing next to you, but also Vincent is wearing a bright yellow dress that's really too short for him.
Yeah.
True. He looks great.
Super
in it.
excited instead of mopey.
He's wearing a yellow floral dress that is
Yellow
entirely
is so
in-
his color.
entirely
Oh my
too
God.
short for him. It is very much above mid thigh. There's some cheek hanging out in the back.
So we can see some other shit probably too.
You don't know. Possible. You don't
Roll
know.
for investigation, my boy.
Yeah, if you want to check, homie, hit me with an investigation check.
Okay. I'm
That's
gonna
not
do
here to roll a performance.
oh,
on
shit.
This, just so you guys know, is how Erectus was born.
Yeah.
16?
Erectus the sorcerer. In fact, you can see a little. Yeah. If you peek hard enough, I'm sure you could.
If you peek hard enough.
Oh.
Yornir bends over to like tie his big shoe or something that doesn't. It's a big metal boot. Doesn't even have laces. Yeah, you can.
Okay.
This, in fact, is how Nick's first character earned the name Erectus the sorcerer.
No, it wasn't me who asked. It was the guy who was like, yeah, use a big cock in front of your face. I'm like, is it in front of me? Like, dangling in front of my face? He's like, roll to see if you see it. I rolled like a nat 20. He's like, yeah, that thing hit you in the jaw. I'm like, what the fuck?
Erectus. Good old days.
No, don't bring that shit back. Don't bring that shit back.
Bring it back, don't worry.
It's
Oh,
some,
straight.
you might pass him at some point, homie. You don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm immediately killing him.
You're immediately killing him.
He had no fucking health.
No, fuck no.
Tired.
Fuck no, he did not have any health whatsoever.
He had like what, 5 HP?
Nah, you had more than that. Maybe like
8.
35.
Probably felt like 5.
Yeah. Because I had like
Hits.
100 by the time he had 35. The Goliath Barbarian running the fucking plus 2
Oh my-
HP per level feat. All kind of shit.
Yeah, and he wouldn't be
I'm
able to
gonna
use
take that
magic
at a
anyway, so
higher
fuck
level.
him.
It's gonna be great.
He would be able to use magic, it just would be wild.
Like how it was regardless of anything.
But yeah, you would know that there's meat. You would know that there will be alcohol. You would know everything is homemade or homegrown.
Yes.
Giant.
Natural,
fruits.
organic.
It is very much an organic. Everything comes from Thrill, being the earth.
They better have giant ass pineapples.
It's not a coastal forest. It is part of it's a coastal forest, but not this part. No pineapples.
And that sucks ass.
They have gourds.
Yeah.
Worse.
Funny enough, the gourds are what they have the alcohol in.
Hell yeah.
It's a hollowed out fruit that has been spat in and then fermented in a dark place until it turned into
Awesome.
alcohol.
I'm not drinking fucking alcoholic spit.
The thing is would you know?
lost.
You know, it just
Well, I
looks
don't-
like it's in a natural container.
Jornir doesn't drink alcohol.
You?
I drink
No,
pineapple juice.
that's right. You drink pineapple juice every time.
Oh.
They would have juices like fruit juices, but they wouldn't have pineapples.
Well, then
They
get
don't
fucking
import
strawberry
things
juice
is
or
the
some
thing. They
shit.
don't buy things outwardly. They produce everything themselves. Their
I
tribe
did-
is only about 250.
I did drink that weird milk.
Spicy milk has alcohol in it.
Yeah, but that was the only
Spicy
time.
milk.
Only fucking time. I repented for my sin. I'm good.
But did you repent for the sin of leaving Aegis's body in a cave to rot?
It's only it's a natural burial.
Yeah.
He's got his own crypt.
His
Sure.
body's going back to God.
Hopefully the
don't say
water
that.
level
We're
doesn't
gonna
rise in the
encounter
cave.
this, man.
Aegis is coming back as the big bad guy. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Like, he's not dead. He's just the most evilest character in the game. He was. He was
I thought
truly
I
the-
did bury him though.
No, you guys
No.
fucking
We
left
left
him. You left him
We were
right there
going
on
to
the
go back
shore,
Oh
For him?
shit!
and then
I-
never did.
Yeah, we were gonna go back for him,
Shit,
and then we
dude.
got into a fight with the hag.
You know what? Retcon. I pushed him in the water.
The
No.
bloated corpse? No.
So now he's
It's rushing
wedged in
water.
the
man on the
cliff.
shore.
He's just wedged in the cliff and just have his feet fucking dangling in the water now.
Yes. I wanna have him comfortable. His feet are in the water, but his body's not.
No. His body is impaled on a fucking stone, and his
Is
legs
it?
are just dangling because this is a
Pushed him
cave
in the
that
water?
emptied into the fucking ocean.
I thought he was
Dude,
just on the fucking floor. Why
Yeah,
you adding,
you
like,
left him.
extra shit?
No, you left him on
No,
the shore
It was an
in
underwater
a
cave that
river,
went
underwater
underneath the,
river that was a cave. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he
that
was
went
on the
through
floor
the
in the
underground
cave.
river.
I don't remember him being
Yeah.
impaled on a rock.
No, but if you want to
That's
push
if
him in
you
the
push him
water,
in the
that's what's
water.
going to happen.
No, he's fine there.
He's
magic
got
put
his
him
own.
in.
Look, he's got his own crypt, an
Sorta,
entire
yeah.
underground facility. Like he's got. A
And
crypt
his
of
wings are
his-
out.
Yeah, and he's coming
Still.
back as a lich with awesome wings, and it's fine.
Bone.
Did he come back as a lich if he's not a wizard?
Yeah.
No, my brother died up. His body was taken back to the family.
Oh, I thought we tossed all their bodies in that fucking hole.
You definitely did.
No, we tossed the other ones, but Augustus and
Oh, you
Sotah
yeah,
cleaned
no,
up
you
everything afterwards.
right, but you had also
that was one of the
murdered the
things he
fucking
did.
people in the prison cells.
Well,
Not
yeah,
the guards in the prison.
Them I don't.
I'm
give a damn
assuming you
about.
just threw them off the cliff because the
Yeah.
cells were open. You
They-
you would just have the exit right there. You're smart enough to throw shit
Yeah.
off a cliff.
Yeah.
I was sitting over here. I didn't even know that there was a fucking drop off there. I was like, oh.
I was
nice,
trying to describe them as open air cliffs. They're
Listen,
just
I thought it was
holes
like-
carved into the wall.
I thought, yeah, I got that, but I thought there was bars on the fucking.
Not on the
side.
outside, no,
there's a
on the
stop.
inside to
Why
protect
would you-
the.
Yeah, but
Because
that was
they're
just-
hundreds of feet high. If they jump off, they're just gonna fucking die.
Yeah,
but
they're
there's
welcome
water
to
down
jump
there.
off, but ain't nobody
Right,
cares. Yeah, but
water
you're
and
still,
fucking sharp rocks.
It's still yeah.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
still
well,
a
It's
never
a
mind,
it's a
yeah.
it's a rocky
Alive.
cliffside.
I'd rather die an honorable death than rot in prison.
Then you jump and die.
Jump. Yeah.
And
Exactly.
the next day when they go to bring you your food, they just get extra lunch.
You
Yeah,
know
but-
what would be fucking
fuck
crazy
this,
though?
'Cause
Planning a pirate breakout from one of those prisons.
my next
It's a
character's gonna be a
possibility.
pirate. I swear to God, bro. My next.
If it's a
Character's gonna be a
tabaxi
swashbuckler.
swashbuckler rogue, he dies immediately.
I'm not gonna do Tabaxi. Tabaxis are ass.
If he's a
I wanna be a
tabaxi swashbuckler
turtle.
rose, you get to spawn with him and he's immediately struck by lightning and dies.
Why would you want to kill Puss in Boots?
Yeah, that's
Like,
his name.
come
Puss,
on.
and he wears boots.
Yeah.
Then he's only 2 feet
Most
tall.
iconic character.
Yes.
Yeah,
no, 1 foot.
absolutely.
1 foot tall.
Absolutely.
Okay, he's 1 foot tall and has a walking speed of 5 feet per turn.
What the
No,
fuck
he's
is
a
going
cat.
on?
Like, come on, he's still got
No.
30.
He's a bipedal cat, man.
Yeah, exactly. He's bipedal,
runs.
meaning his footsteps are only like 4 inches long.
Yeah, but he can fucking.
No.
He's a
No.
tabaxi, bro. He can just fucking.
He can double movement and then go 10 feet per turn, sure.
Have you seen a cat run for 6 seconds? Them fuckers get far.
They-
I've punted
Bro,
a
I
cat for
live
more
with
than
2
6
cats.
seconds.
I live with 2 cats.
How would you
They-
punt
they
a
Whoa.
cat?
fucking
Cats are
enemies.
awesome, man.
Cats are the worst animal ever.
No.
I-
I,
what
I
the
agree with
fuck?
that statement. I
What
agree
was
with
that?
that statement.
I said cats are the worst animal ever. You have an axolotl behind you and a wolf.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's no axolotl.
And yo, I'm sorry.
Okay, you
I
guys are on
It's
an-
retirement
it's an
today 'cause I'm
avocado.
gonna break a vacation.
Yeah, but
Like,
avocados aren't
no.
animals.
Cats are awesome,
Avocado.
but I hang pictures of wolves on my wall instead of lions and tigers.
Yes,
yeah.
because listen,
House cats are
originally,
awesome. Lions and
I was
tigers I
No.
can't keep in my house.
the
No,
wolf girl, but
you
dogs
could
are so
fucking
goddamn
you
mean.
totally could have a lion and a tiger in your house.
I
mean,
could.
Bears, oh my.
Theoretically, I have a
Look.
tiger. It's just in
Mike
my
Tyson
I live
has a
with 2
tiger.
Cats. The most I would want to have in my house is like a lynx, like lynx size.
No,
Anything,
because they
like,
spray
cougar
piss.
and up. Anything cougar and up would be worse.
No,
all I'm
they
saying.
yeah, because a cougar is gonna fucking find places to hide that would scare the shit out of you and then drop all 150
Exactly.
pounds of its body on you.
Look at
No.
12 o'clock
Alright, we're
or
eating
1
food
o'clock
right
in the
now.
morning.
Large cats are
Yeah.
bullshit. All cats.
Feast,
What-
the feast is great. I'm eating all sorts of meat and drinking fruit juice.
It's
Yum.
bad that Nick is the one to push us back on because he's
That's
usually the
fair.
one that derails us.
He started this.
What the No, I was not.
To
Moral
be
of the
fair,
story: all dogs under 50 pounds are cats, and all cats are terrible.
God damn, why do I try? Fuck.
All I'm saying is
Um,
waking up at 1 in the morning to have a cougar staring at you from across the room and fucking scare the shit out of me.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, but they're old
Great.
ladies.
I would love to wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning with a cougar staring at me on the other side of the room.
I mean,
Yeah, same. And also, yeah.
Did you guys do
one-
the
yeah,
surprise
the
that just
worst.
caught Yuki when I said
we
that?
tried to get ourselves back on track, and then we just immediately went.
Yeah, no, I
Opposite
purposely
me.
kept it derailed. Yeah, no, I'm having a good time.
He's trying to
Um,
think of shit to do. Come
Listen.
on.
No.
he's got shit
I
to
don't
So-
want
do.
to have this
He's got all
argument
this
with you
planned.
guys, so we're gonna go back to talking about a feast instead of getting drunk because the Paige and channel are drunk right now.
Fermented
Um,
spit.
He's got some
Tasty.
character.
Listen, dude, that's Hawaiian
He's a nerd
alcohol.
character.
Hawaiian alcohol is chewed up fruit. They chew up fruit, they spit it back into the fruit container, and then they close it and ferment it.
That
Yeah.
sounds great. I don't know what you're talking about.
It is
Yeah,
actually
for, like,
really good.
I'm
It's
here
not
for
bad.
Inadvertent kissing. You
No,
know?
I
no,
didn't
no,
I
no.
didn't know what it was when I drank it. Once they told me, I was a little pissed off.
Spit
But I was
swapping.
like, you know what? I'm drunk enough that I don't care.
The spit's not really like part
You
of
don't-
it. They
you
chew
don't
it up,
taste
and
spit. Yeah, it's
like
just
they
saliva.
puree the fruit
That's pretty much what it is.
naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they let it ferment.
When you don't have
Yeah.
power or currently running water,
Yeah.
thanks to the Navy or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, they didn't have tools
If
to
it tastes
puree
good,
it the
I
way
don't
it
care.
needs to be.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like
it's
chicken McNuggets at McDonald's.
the ones that
It's
I
very
had
sweet.
tasted a lot like Malibu, like the rum.
Yeah,
but
it's very sweet.
yeah, it's very
Malibu?
sweet, very fruit based.
B&B.
Nuggets are made of cats.
Right. Well, we're talking about the alcohol that you're currently going to experience.
Yeah, he's describing it in a flavorful way.
Just because you pre-gamed for your character so hard today doesn't mean we can skip the description of our alcohol.
You also pregame the feast.
You could pregame the feast. That's what you choose to do. But currently, he was just telling you some of the things that are going to be. Ilola specifically was telling you some of the things that'll be at the dinner. The fruits,
Sotah wants to pregame.
the pig on the on a spit, whatever they're gonna roast a pig.
Ooh.
Boy.
Sure, they'll roast a boar, gamey pig.
Big one. Big one.
Yeah, I mean it gives you the basic fucking tribal feast that you're going to be experiencing.
Party, let's go, dudes.
Stuffing
Dancing,
my face with
drinking,
all the meat I
fire.
see.
Cass, can you describe to us canonically how your tribe dances?
You gotta stand up and dance, man. Sorry, you have to. It's part of the game.
Not happening. I don't know. I don't know how horses dance. You should have told me this sooner, and I could have had something for you.
This is why I
Prance
didn't
back
tell
and
you
forth.
sooner, in fact. And why I've been letting the conversation get derailed, because I've been trying to push off the moment so it would cause you to dread it more and more.
What is a dumb dance, dog? God damn.
While you're
In real
considering
life.
this, we will fast forward to that evening. As the bonfires are being lit, as drums are being played, as instruments are being pulled out and drummed or blown into. It seems to be a lot of their instruments are percussion based. Occasionally there's a flute here or there, but they all carry like a cohesive tune together. There is dancing involved. When he figures out what that dance is, we'll come to it.
It's like
There
Brown dance.
are drinks.
No.
There's food. There are
Horses.
things. Pigs being roasted. Boars being roasted on spits. Obviously, there's at least one centaur that's in cargo shorts and white New Balances. He's got a hat on. He's drinking his alcohol. Obviously, he's turning some burgers or hot dogs or whatever he's doing over here. Obviously, there's one dad centaur, right?
What kind of hat is he wearing? Is he wearing one of the ones that doesn't have a top and just a bill?
It's probably a Titleist hat, but instead of the L, it says titties.
Is he wearing a wife beater?
It's probably a golf hat, but he doesn't golf. They don't make clubs long enough for him. That's the problem.
What's that
Oh,
old
that's so
Scottish hat?
tragic.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
so he's
Scottish
wearing a
hat?
polo.
He's probably wearing a collared polo shirt. Yeah, there's at least one dad, right? He's wearing jean cargo shorts. There's at least one dad
his
centaur.
hooves are. Yeah, his hooves have little they're ferried with ends on them. They're the New Balance hooves.
Right, he definitely has New Balance hooves on. They're white. They have the blue bottoms, little squiggly line in them.
Yeah.
New Balance 610s, whatever the fuck they are. You get them when you turn like 40 as a dad.
He has a toothpick in his
He's got
mouth at all times.
Sure.
He's wearing some cargo shorts.
Yeah, no, they're cargo denim though.
There you go. Yeah.
They're denim for sure.
They're made out
Like
of
pressed
leaves.
Levi 501 denim cut off
it's-
shorts, bro.
Forgive me, Levi, you mean?
Yeah, no, they're Levi. Yeah,
Levi.
Because
Yeah.
made out of leaves.
that's obviously what I said. To avoid copyright infringement. Cass doesn't laugh at any of this, and that's what's concerning for me. Are you really struggling for a dance move right now?
Huh?
Are you really
Can I
thinking
give
about
you a
it?
suggestion, Cass? Can I give you a suggestion?
Mm,
They do what dogs do. They
Have you
just
seen
stand
have
on
you
those
seen the
hind
movie
legs.
The Tale?
what movie?
The Knight's Tale with Heath
No.
Ledger.
Nope.
Look up A Knight's Tale dance. It's about the closest thing I can think to equate to horses.
I don't fucking know, dude. God damn
Hey, listen, man, this is your tribe. You got to tell us what they dance like.
Yeah.
You got it. I do it for you currently, given my mood, but unfortunately, it is your tribe. So
This is your people.
Are they
You know,
busting
but
it down?
for the rest of you, there. Oh yeah, I'm sure there's at least one there's at least one that has fake hair in right now that's twerking somehow.
Yeah, I'm busting it down.
She's got some
Druid
what would be the
style.
equivalent
We
of
don't
druid
claim
weave
that one.
in.
We don't claim that one. That's
We don't claim
Alodor's sister.
that.
We don't claim that one. In fact, that one would be oh yeah, no, I'm kidding.
Oh, bro. No.
No, I'm not.
Oh,
I'm
Lord.
kidding. I'm not gonna do that one to you.
I do like that Night's Tale dance. I guess that'd be there.
Well, describe it. Describe what the
I
dance
don't-
is like.
I'm trying to watch the fucking video.
For the rest of you, these are warm, welcome smells. There is like a soup that has been made that they're giving out to people. There is several people that are consuming a tea that has been made. There are specifically several older people that are consuming the tea has been. There is warm smells. It smells like nature out here. I mean, it is very much trees. It is very much smoke and the cooking smells. They have built an underwater, or I'm not underwater, sorry, not underwater, underground
Underwater?
oven. Specifically, what they do
Atlanteans?
is they carve a hole into the ground, right? You put an incline, you light a fire underground, you cover it in bricks, and then you can cook things on top of it as an oven. And then you just constantly pump air into a channel, and it'll constantly feed that fire. It's essentially a kiln, is what they built, but it's how they're baking things like bread. It's the earliest iteration of the oven, is what I'm describing to you. It's usually cylindrical in shape, fire burning underneath it. The ground, the air is pumped into it, and then the heat is pushed upwards. What would be the equivalent of an oven? Yeah, I think that's kind of where we're at. It's very welcoming here for the rest of you. Even though these are people that don't interact with other species very often. At most, wood elves are what they interact with. And even then, they're not the most pleasant interactions often. Because of the wood elves got a bug up their ass at one point that this was their land. That because it was the woods, they owned it. And when they tried to do something like build the temple that you were approached in, that is now currently taken over by nature, and like the buildings are being pulled down by nature and things like that. It very much looks like nature is taking over in that temple where they first approached you in the wealdath before they brought you into the that was wood elves that did that. And then the Dryadic people, the centaurs, came and fought them off of what has been their land for several hundred years, if not longer. So far as tribal tradition states, several hundred years. Because they were nomadic at one point. Now they're just kind of semi-nomadic, I guess is the best. They'll move their encampment around within the wealdath, but they don't necessarily leave. It's the most within nature place that's left for them. You want to describe your dance now?
Not really.
I've given you quite a bit of time, homie.
Homie, that's not enough time. Boy.
Listen, I can't kill no more time describing what it smells like.
It's a so So how the dance goes? It's rhythmic in a sense, but at first it's very
Drums and beats, I imagine.
yeah, but and it's very a lot of circular motions with the partner.
Okay.
Again, you can't fucking hoist your partner up when like a big like a crescendo happens because
Percentaur.
motherfucker trying
Right.
to hoist, trying to post,
1,200-pound
you
horse.
know,
Sure.
exactly.
You're not trying to
But-
say she's big or not.
No, it's just
1,200
they're
pounds.
all fucking-
1,200 pounds
they're
is 1,200
all
pounds.
big. Yes.
Right. Yeah. No. You are humanoid. So for you to lift something that would be the equivalent of 1,200 pounds would be damn near impossible.
Exactly.
Correct. Go ahead.
Okay. What the fuck? I don't know how else to describe it, dude. I'm terrible at describing shit like that. But
Okay. I'll
fucking yeah.
they
skipping in place.
What?
IUPs specifically comes to your group if you're all together. Are you still together? Or have you split up and gone your separate ways within the cast? Guys, have any of you gone to the music? Have any of you gone to people that are drinking tea? Have any of you gone to the food? Or are you just around like the main bonfire where they're dancing and whatnot?
Oh,
I guess this is eating. Yeah, food.
Okay.
Yeah, food.
Yeah.
So it's just drinking and dancing.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. What is Sotah's dance look?
She's just vibing, dude.
Is it the
Like, there's
equivalent
not
of
even,
like 2003 crumping? Because I feel like that's what it looks like.
Yes.
It's very
absolutely
much
what
just
it
popping and
looks like.
locking, but as a 7'1" halfway.
That is absolutely what Sotah's doing. Like in the middle, like
It's
she'll take a
very
drink, she'll stop, take
rigid.
a drink, and then just Sotah's like she's just vibing right
It's
now.
a
She's
lot of
just-
stomps. You know?
Yeah, that's Sotah right now, dude. She's basically doing her best to get as plastered as possible to drink away.
Listen,
his
the
sorrows.
last time you've drank and had this much fun was the bachelorette party,
Absolutely.
where you got your crown.
Your dick crown.
Absolutely.
Um,
She's just vibing right now, dude. She's just so plastered.
She's having a good time. She's drinking the spit gourds.
Of course.
Doesn't care.
And
Having a good time.
No, she's just drinking as much alcohol as she can, and I will purposely fail any constitution check necessary.
We'll get to it. What are you two looking to eat?
Meat.
Do you want the pork that's being roasted? You want maybe the stew that has some sort of meat in it?
What kind of meat do they have? What kind of cut?
It's a pig being roasted, so I mean ham, fucking Boston butts, I think the pig. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a butcher. I didn't go to butcher school.
You didn't go to butcher school?
I didn't in fact go to butcher school.
How is the ham cut?
Against the grain.
Is it thin slices, thick? Is it a whole leg?
You can have the whole leg if you want it.
Yep.
Okay, you now have a 30-pound ham.
Mhm.
It's definitely overcooked and underseasoned for you. No, I'm
Is there
sorry.
any
I said that wrong. Undercooked and overseasoned.
Oh. No, that's fine. Fucking slightly cooked ham is good. You can eat raw ham. Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, you guys are, I mean, the night goes on. Drinking is continuous. The celebration is it feels very welcoming. Like I said, you feel like these people have no hatred towards you whatsoever. They're secluded people, you know? I'm sure there's lots of them that ask you guys questions about what it's like being a half dragon, or what it's like only having two legs, or things like that. You know, shit that people that don't get out much would ask you abruptly because they don't understand what it's like to consider somebody else's um, persona before they ask the question that could affect their persona, I guess. You know, what's it like having scales? What's it like having a massive underbite as a half orc? You know, what's it like having green skin like a half orc?
What's
What
it
are
like being
Absolutely.
different, you fucking freaks?
Sotah would absolutely eat up any attention she gets, and like
Sure.
just like drunkenly say like, "It's fucking great, dude. Let me tell you."
Yeah, what's it like being a fucking half goat? You know, lots of questions getting posed to, you know what? She's not a half goat right now. She's human.
What's it like being a human wearing fucking
What?
frilly dress?
Why? Yeah, why are you wearing that outfit? And then Thimble has to try and explain the situation, and it's just as convoluted and confusing as when we've been trying to re-explain it.
Sotah
So,
would,
like,
or
even
not
even the
Sotah.
little centaurs are looking at her like, what?
Not
Yeah.
wearing any underwear either. She's just
How do you know?
angrily-
Simple would actually absolutely explain the whole situation in as much detail as possible.
Right,
and you
right,
cannot
right.
tell me otherwise.
Right. No, that's exactly what's happening. Yeah, no. She would just stop whatever she's doing to set up a chalkboard and start writing down what, you know, giving good descriptions and good drawings and displaying what's happening.
Would she be good at drawing?
No, I didn't say they were good drawings. I just said she did it.
You just said good drawing.
No,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I said good demonstration.
and drawings.
Right, the demonstration is good. The drawings could be stick
drawings,
figures.
yeah.
I don't give a shit. It could be literally a stick figure and then a smaller stick figure with horns.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that sounds more accurate.
Gobbling up all the food.
Sure, yeah, you guys are eating, you're enjoying yourselves.
Speaking of food, damn, I'm hungry as fuck.
As the moon is high overhead, though not shining any light, Iolilla asks the five of you that are present to gather around the smaller fire that's kind of off to the side that the elders kind of hanging out near, the older centaurs anyway. It's the adult table, you know. He asks the five of you to come around, and there are specifically five centaurs all seated around, and they're all drinking this tea. Iolilla, the eldest of all of them, you know, gray-haired, long-bearded, bushy, white, grayish eyebrows, dark green skin, similar to, like, almost black green skin. It's that dark, but it's similar to Alodor's. He's not wearing any armor, but he does have like a leather, like a satchel, I guess, kind of the band across his chest, and like a bag on his left hip. And he has four more around him, four more centaurs. There are two male and two female. They're all a bit younger than him, but substantially older than Alodor. Visually older than Alodor, visually older than him. They still have, you know, maybe some gray streaks in their hair, but they're not completely white or gray yet. As he welcomes you guys around the fire, he asks you, specifically Alodor, what was it like to travel amongst all the other people that live on Terrell? Was it difficult? Did they look down upon you because you were different? You know, he's looking for if things have changed in the last 20 or so years.
It wasn't that people looked down upon me. It was more of that they were amazed by the just what I am. You know, the centaurs or people don't travel out much, but and aren't seen, so it's like a new fascinating thing. Except for the elves that I met, they were. I think one of them called me an abomination at one point, but
He did.
humans and other different not creatures, but races weren't like the elves.
He kind of sits on that for a second, you know, puts a little something in his mouth, chews on it. Looks at you and goes, well, at least there was some welcoming and friendship to be made. We see you've met all these different people. And he kind of gestures at all of you. He says, he points specifically at Jornir and goes, you know, I've seen a lot of Dragonborns in my time, but you look different. You don't look completely Dragonborn. You still have a human look to you. Almost an elvish look.
So out of character, would I know that I'm not Dragonborn? Or would I wouldn't?
Oh, hold on. That's a good question, actually.
Uh-oh.
Or would they have told me at the hall that I'm not Dragonborn and half dragon? But I wouldn't know what my other half
Would
is.
they know?
They would,
You know, did we agree that they are the ones? Did we agree that they're the ones that caused you to transform? Or what did it happen before you came to the Hall of Justice?
Shit.
I don't remember.
I like the story that they caused me, like they found me as a baby or some shit, maybe.
Okay, then
all I know is that I was raised there, and I don't know what my other half is, who my parents were.
You probably would have been told at some point, yeah.
Or maybe I think I could be born a half dragon. I don't have to be bathed in blood.
No, but I kind of like the idea that they did it to you.
Yeah, but then the fucking cool shit of me having a fucking dragon father, whatever, it's kind of thrown out the fucking window. You know what I'm saying?
You have 2 dragon dads.
What? 2 dragon dads?
I'll leave you to ponder that.
Or maybe dragon mother.
You have 2 daddies, is what he's trying to tell you, my boy.
I'm a fucking adoptive kid. I'm not. I don't have a mother.
You don't know, bro. You could have surrogate.
No, my mother's elvish. They found me as a half dragon. Yeah.
Make the decision. Which one do you want?
They found me as half dragon.
Okay. Then if that's the case, I don't think they would know. Though you had a tail, and that stands out from normal Dragonborn. You do have thinner features than a normal Dragonborn. You know, normal Dragonborn's got a wide head. Yours is very thin, very narrow, almost kobold shaped. You know what I mean? It's more. It's not as like full-size dragon head strapped to a human body. It seems to fit on your humanoid frame.
Oh, well then I don't know how to answer that question, man. I've always been like this. As far as I can remember.
He looks at you and he goes, it's the tail kind of gives it away. I've never seen another Dragonborn with a tail like that.
Never even seen another Dragonborn in my life, rather. So I couldn't tell you if it was weird or unnatural.
It's interesting nonetheless. He points at Sotah, and he says, it looks like you're enjoying our drink.
Absolutely. It's so good.
He says, well, there's plenty.
Oh, absolutely. It's so good. I really enjoy it. Sorry, I forgot.
Please keep enjoying more.
Plan on it.
And he looks at Augustus and says, you, human. Where do you hail from?
That just sounds racist as fuck.
He's addressing him as the human. I mean, he points at him and says, you, human. You know,
where do you hail from?
Right, where do you hail from? Oh shit, Adam's falling asleep. Adam.
I've been listening.
Oh. I've asked you 3 times.
Oh shit, no.
He sits around the table and says, Augustus, where do you hail from? Not the table, I'm sorry, the fire.
Okay, I didn't think that was
You
directed at
human,
me.
where do you...
I thought we were still talking about the
you-
Dragonborn.
You human, where do you hail from?
Augustus will look up with them. My family settled in Grisfolia long ago.
The island where the Ashen Oak stands?
Yes, not where my family is not originally from there. Before then, I couldn't tell you. But we settled in Grisfolia long ago when people fled, and we ended up there.
He leans forward a little bit and says, truth be told, that's where the Dryadic half of our ancestry comes. It's hallowed ground amongst our people.
We've been guarding it. My family has been guarding it for quite a while now.
And Alodor, that news would strike you as odd because you weren't told about that. You also didn't know that's where you needed to go until you actually got to Candlekeep. So.
Good. Audible gasp.
Gasp.
Yeah. Well,
Oh my god.
Iupes approaches and says, please tell us all of your journey. We must know. Behind him steps out Talia, the much lighter,
Busting it down.
much lighter.
Busting it down sexual side.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's tell you.
That
the one
female centaur, busting it down sexual style
Yes.
on the dance floor.
Oh my.
No, she approaches behind Iupes, and when she approaches, she is lighter skinned than most everyone else you've met here. Her skin is it's closer to like a forest green than an almost black green. It's still on the darker green spectrum, but it's darker green side of the spectrum, but it's substantially lighter toned than everybody else here. Her hair is not black like everybody else's here. It is a dark red. She stands out amongst the crowd. You know, everybody else here has a similar aspect of being dark-haired, dark tone of skin. Roughly the same size. She is a little bit smaller than everybody else. You know, roughly the males are 9 feet tall. The females are on the lower side of 8 feet tall on average, you would say. Just slightly smaller in build. But she is even smaller than that. 7.5 feet tall, still bigger than Sotah. But
Boo.
The humanoid I don't know how to address the horse part. But the humanoid part from the waist up is very beautiful. The horse part, the horse part is like brown fur. I don't know, bro.
She's a pony.
Oh god. Short centaur. That's a
dwarvish centaur.
I was gonna say midget.
Oh my god.
No, she's still
centaur.
She's still
but
dry.
Her horse part would probably just fucking break it if it was a fucking pony.
She does look up and do the little hair brush back over her ears and smiles at you, Alodor. But
Really?
Like some fucked up horse Scooby Doo.
Behind her. Behind her.
I don't make that noise. I was mimicking what Alodor did.
Cass, behind her, even though she looks up at you and smiles and you catch eyes with her, you see some movement beyond the fire behind you.
Aw.
I'm sorry, behind her.
I thought you were gonna make me actually say that in character.
And you say, you see Adia, who is bearing the shoulder weight of Odie. Odie is kind of slumped over her shoulder. Was the nurse to Namina. Namina being like the head healer. You had Alcol and Adia were the two healers. But she is bearing the weight of your sister because your sister wanted to get up and walk. She's hard-headed as shit. You know her.
You know, my boy, I'm barreling past.
Stiff arms that woman who just gave you a seductive look. Not now, Jezebel.
Not now, Jezebel.
I have my
Got
sister.
family matters.
Fuck out of my way, bitch. I got no time for your
Ludacris starts playing from the heavens. Move, bitch!
Get out the way.
shit. Chris Brown is nodding his head.
Yo. Yo. My boy.
Odie looks weak, but she looks much healthier than she did several hours earlier when you gave her the medicine. She is up. She is walking, a little stumbly. The medicine seems to have a mild hallucinogenic effect. And Adia explains to you that she just got up and started walking around, and then she kind of tipped over a little bit, so she caught her, and then she thought maybe bringing her to the fire to warm her up was a good idea.
I'm gonna take over for Adia.
Sure.
Holding her up.
Okay. She looks up at you and goes, Alodor, where have you been?
I've been traveling. Trying to get everything I needed to help you out. Get you all better again.
She hugs you and gives you the whole best big brother ever speech. The typical, you do everything for me, blah, blah, blah. I'll scream at you about overbearing later. I only appreciate you when you do things for me teenager speech.
Yeah, no, unfortunately. But I'm glad it worked for a moment. I wasn't so sure that.
She looks at you and goes, it's kind of like if you wouldn't know what the word fucking pause is, would they? It's kind of like if you stopped and then stepped away from yourself and just watched everything else go on around you while you stopped. That's what it felt like. And then whatever you and Namina have given me has caused an instant super big word here, but like reacclimation to time.
That's a big word, homie.
It is a big word that your sister's probably too high to think of, but I couldn't think of a different word because I couldn't.
What does that word mean?
Reacclimation?
Yep.
Reacclimate? To readjust to what the standard is?
Boom, readjust.
You hear Jornir say from the other end of the fire.
That could have just been the word he used.
No, it's fine. It doesn't matter.
I'm going to sit her down near the fire and start bringing her
Okay.
food and drink and whatnot. You know,
Yeah.
just don't fucking scarf it down. Just please take your time.
All them nursing classes.
All them nursing classes.
Scarf it down, you're gonna get a bloated stomach and feel like shit.
Probably throw it right back up.
Yeah,
But
true.
you know, she eats slowly. Kind of follows your instructions. And you know, Iupes and Talia come over after you get her kind of settled, and sit down as well and talk about what's happened since you've been gone. Specifically, there was a wood elf scout spotted very close to the encampment. That somebody was sent out to speak with the scout, and he fled immediately. I think that the other 3 people had gotten sick, which have not come out of the tent, by the way. The other 3 people, and that I want to say here that specifically Talia is going to tell you that Iolilla has been worried incredibly since you've been gone. He every night was staying up praying that you'd come back to Lune.
Oh shit! I should probably tell him about that too. Oh no.
And they look at you and go, tell him about what? Is everything okay?
Yeah, just stuff happened.
Well, what was it?
We should probably talk in private about this a little later. I'm not gonna bring it up.
Okay.
Oh shit. Oh shit. I was kind of thinking of that in my head, but no, I'll say that I just say that shit out loud, and just like that too.
Sure.
And I'm gonna keep eating and drinking, and
Okay.
yeah.
Do any of the rest of you consume the tea when it is offered to you?
Sure.
What kind of tea is it? I'm gonna ask him.
Locally grown. We grow it ourselves. It's tea.
What plant do you use in the tea?
You're asking questions that I as the DM don't have answers to because I'm not a tea person. You know, this is
I was
like
doing the same shit about the meat. So.
I
Yeah, I'm drinking it.
Augustus, do you drink it? No, Adam's asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
I drink it. No,
it's time
I
for
was
a
just
break.
waiting. I was just waiting for my turn.
Okay. Give me my alcohol. I don't think I have it upstairs.
Got him.
Yeah, so the well, first I'm gonna need you all to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
No, I'm
fair
sorry,
enough.
not a
Dude,
Constitution
it's
saving throw.
alcohol?
A Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, wisdom saving throw.
Sotah, yours is at disadvantage.
Okay, so is it a poison? Is it alcohol?
Nope.
Constitution saving throw, you said?
Yep.
Wisdom.
Not a poison.
Oh,
wisdom
wisdom.
saving throw.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah,
Is it for
Ignore the
drinking the
first roll.
tea?
From your tea, yeah.
Seven.
13.
I've had this
Wisdom.
game before.
Wisdom saving throw.
I got
So-
7 on mine.
Ignore the first serve roll.
Did you drink it?
Yes.
When they're currently drinking it.
Yeah, you're right.
Wisdom saving throw, homie.
Let me roll my other one, but I'm pretty sure it's automatically fail.
Yeah, I have a +5 and I only have a 7.
It's gonna be a 5.
No.
Oof.
Okay.
I rolled a 19.
Augustus,
go.
your wisdom save. Let's see one for you.
Yeah, so 13.
That's a
for
wisdom
Augustus.
check, homie. I don't know if it's any higher for the check, but
No, it's the same thing.
Okay.
Was it poisoned?
Because I don't have any pluses
poison.
to wisdom. That's why I
If it
rolled
was
the
poison,
same
I
thing.
would have had
That's fine.
advantage on it.
no, it's not poison. It's hallucinogenic.
Oh, hey, I'm
it's
okay.
tribal
I'm
It's
tea.
messing with your
okay.
senses.
He drugged us.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Damn
get
straight.
Bill Cosby.
Not that
Wait,
kind of drug.
what?
It's not Spanish fly.
Jornir's gonna wake up to ree.
I'm fucking strapped in bed and someone just in my fucking ear, bro. I'm good. I'm offing myself. Say goodbye to your
no,
ear.
it's not. It's nothing that bad.
Ree, Dragon Man.
All of you, because everyone but Alodor actually failed.
I'm so excited. What the fuck
Um,
happens?
So Alodor, you watch as the three of your friends who have never consumed this tea that you have grown up drinking,
Oh no.
kind of glaze over the eyes a little bit, stare off into the flames.
It was wheat tea.
You don't really hallucinate.
And
Mushrooms, my man.
True. Tea.
Weed.
The other three of you, I'm gonna ask you to be kind as a DM. Would you like to go on a trip together, or would you like to go on a trip separately?
Oh, Augustus is going on a trip separate.
I want to go on my own trip. I want to see what the fuck I see. Maybe I remember shit from my childhood. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say let's go on a trip together, but never fucking mind.
Well, I'm sitting down, just fucking.
Augustus is not a
Soda was gonna go on someone like was
drinking
gonna go on a
together
trip with
type
everyone,
guy.
but
Yeah,
never mind. Soda's gonna go on a trip on her own, I guess.
Does somebody want to roll a wisdom save for Thimble?
I will.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, with my own or with hers?
With hers.
Hers.
Whatever her plus is, you just
Right.
gotta roll a d20.
What the fuck is
You
her
roll a
plus?
d20 and just you have to check her stats. Give me one
Okay,
second.
I'm doing that. She has a -1.
Yep.
Oh,
-1 to wisdom.
no.
Okay, so I'm rolling a d20.
D20 -1.
17. Holy shit.
Okay, with 17 she succeeds. Yeah.
Why can't that be my roll? Fuck this. I don't want to trip balls. I'm supposed to be a fucking.
Technically,
Cleric, man.
she's in his body or Vincent's body anyway.
Right, but
Her mind.
her
is the
mind
same.
stayed the same, right? I was functioning
Oh,
their
that's
body
right,
swap
yeah,
like
wisdom.
a B shape. You keep your 3 mental stuff.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's fair. That's fair.
Meaning she's now super weak
Yeah.
because his strength is a 7.
And he's super smart and super strong. Fucking.
I know he's quite the powerful little goat person now. So for your separate trips, Alodor, the night concludes for you with nothing intense happening so far. We'll see based on what they decide to do on the trips.
Wait, are we actually moving or is it gonna be like a mental thing?
Oh yeah,
Depends on how bad we roll.
Sotah. Would you say that you've been in a good mood this evening? or bad mood because of the loss of your sword? Have you been
know,
drinking because of your pain, or have you been drinking for pleasure?
She has been drinking because of her pain, but I'd like to think that the kind of like the vibe of everything going on, she's just kind of like is drinking to forget, and so she's been like the whole like dancing is she's just vibing, she's really feeling everything.
Okay.
And so she's been put in a good mood because she's drinking to forget.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay. Sotah, begin your trip. Your world fades to white.
Uh-huh.
And in the distance, in that whiteness, you see your sister.
Oh.
She is quite a ways from you, but she does wave and beckon you closer.
She would immediately try to follow.
As you run towards her, the world begins to effectively render around you. You know, trees begin to pop up from the ground. The grass begins to grow in front of you. A pathway begins to ensue between you and your. Though you feel the closer you get to her, the further she's actually getting away from you. As these trees grow and grow, they continue to grow until they make you feel incredibly small. Be as big as you are, these trees make you feel like you're the size of a sprite.
Whoa.
The trail seems to be 20 of your arm spans wide. You've never seen a trail that big. You have a fucking 6.5 foot arm span.
No, absolutely not.
Behind you, you hear, how do I put this? It sounds like metal on stone.
Okay. Sotah would try to continue to follow after her sister.
The more and more you run towards your sister, harder and harder you push, further and further she gets away from you. The trail seems to be expanding in front of you. You watch the sky as it's bright begin to become dark. You watch the sun cross the sky in the span of 10 seconds.
What the fuck? She's wild.
You begin to watch your sister in the distance rise. The ground beneath her begins to climb. Right? You recognize after 30 seconds or so of the climbing, are you still running at her, or do you stop when she starts to rise?
She stops once she starts to rise.
Okay. As she begins to rise, you recognize the mountain that she's as the ancient burial ground of your people.
Oh. Uh-huh. She would imagine she's holding her sister's skull.
You look down. And gasp. I would imagine that with a 6 intelligence, you wouldn't understand how to gasp, and you would literally say the word gasp. That is fair.
Yes, absolutely. And then she'll see the skull in her hand and go, I know my mission. And then she'd go towards the mountain with the skull, like staring at the skull. So she's not watching where she's going. She's just intent in mind. Take skull to mountain.
That's fine. Behind you, you hear that same sound of metal on stone grinding. And it seems to be picking up pace. In the distance, you begin to hear an orcish war song. Specifically, the drums is what you hear. You hear war drums. They have a pace that is picking up. and it's following your footsteps.
Oh,
Right, as your pace begins to increase, their the drum beats begin to increase. As you're at a full sprint, the music begins to find a crescendo,
oh.
and it all falls flat. The music stops. Everything goes black. It's almost like you blink for a split second, and now you're face to face with your sister atop that mountain.
She would stare at her sister and go, I'm sorry, I could not protect you.
Doesn't reply back to you. She just stares at you. She doesn't make any verbal interaction back.
Mhm. She would then make the action of handing off her sister's skull that's in her hand to her sister.
Your sister reaches out, her hand goes through the skull and grabs the sash that her dwarvish lover gave you. She raises it, and it has the symbol that represents her, right? And it has the symbol that represented him.
Mm-hmm.
The little medallions that are on the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it her hand is completely passed through the skull. Like it phased through the skull, didn't touch it, but it lifts up the end of the sash, and she looks at it and smiles, looks up at you, and looks to her right. Right? So when you look to where she's looking, you see the cave where all of your ancestors have been buried, except for the ones that were slaughtered when you were a child.
Yeah.
At that point, everything goes black again. Augustus.
Yes.
Your world goes white. When you open your eyes, you see the old man. And at his feet, you see Gisborne. Very excitedly running around him, almost like he hasn't seen him in a very long time. You see on his hip all of the same weapon, all the same tools that you currently carry. You see along his hands, his arms, his shoulders, you see armor very similar to the ones you carry, though they're not reddish tinged, they have more bluish tinge. Less copper in his iron, essentially.
Yeah, his are a lot brighter.
Probably a lot more tin. Yeah, and there's a lot more power surging through them. When you crank yours up, you can see small electricity bouncing back and forth. With his, there's blue flame glowing throughout his entire arms, and it's glowing off of the metal, not just within it. It's like he's being engulfed. You know, shoulders, arms, torso area are engulfed in this flame. Behind him, in the distance, it's blurry and it's hard to see, but you see movement that looks like something slamming down and sparks flying off of it. It almost looks like a firework shooting backwards. Like shooting down instead of shooting upward. And this is very blurry behind him. It's very hard. You can focus on him. You can't exactly focus on what's behind.
Okay.
What do you do? Do you approach? Do you know, he's 50 feet or so in front of you. He's substantially closer than Sotah's sister was to her.
Then yeah, he would move towards
Sure.
the old man.
As you begin to move towards, he's definitely got a book. As you approach, he would close the book and tilt it up to his chest like he always did when you come up to him and bother him while he was doing something. Make me a perception check.
Yep. Perception. Nat 20.
Roll 20.
22.
That book, the same book that Ian, now Vincent, has been trying to read, took it. Folio. Titled The Time of Troubles.
Okay.
He takes the book, extends it towards you with both hands, and you hear his voice, though his mouth doesn't move. A gift you need lies within these pages. As he lets go of the book, it rises from his hands. The fire engulfs his hands, and then the blue fire begins to engulf his entire body. Right? The book pushes towards you slightly. Do you take it?
Yes.
As you touch the book ignites into the flame, and the flame begins to envelop you as well. And it doesn't. Let me clarify. It's not flame when it touches you. The lightning becomes blue.
Oh, so Augustus's aura starts to turn blue.
Correct. Yeah, the lightning that is in your gauntlets, in your armor, begins to, instead of have reddish tinge, turn purple, and then a little indigo, and then it becomes blue.
Okay.
Effectively, your lightning thunder spells will do slightly more. They are imbued with something known as the blue flame. You would recognize partial pieces. I mean, this blue flame is different than the aura he carried before. The aura he carried was a reddish flame. So it does strike you as odd, but when he passes this on to you, you are now imbued with the blue flame. The book that he hands you, when you look down at it, the author, his name.
Okay.
Everything immediately in front of you just drops. In the distance, you still see whatever that is moving down, sparks. Up again, down, sparks. For several breaths, this keeps happening. And then everything for you goes black. Jornir. For you, world goes white.
And all the kids you've conscripted stand before you.
Wrong character, man.
Garnigan's worst nightmare.
Garnigan shows up and he beckons me to fight on him. No, fuck that.
Oh god.
No. For you, the world goes white. It goes white, and then almost in what would be the equivalent of reverse lightning, it flashes black. Goes back to white. Flashes black. Flashes black again and stays dark.
Am I gonna have a seizure or?
Are you epileptic?
Yes.
Probably.
No, I'm joking.
For the rest of you who are currently looking at Jornir, he's on the ground shaking.
Oh, fuck, dude. I'm dying. Okay, I'm dead.
Probably allergic to ayahuasca. It happens. It's pretty common, actually. No. for you, when the sky flashes black, the world essentially, you were just standing in a never endless white. In the distance, when that sky flashes black, there is a reversed silhouette. So it's white as the sky goes black, right? Of a man on a wolf. Flashes again. The wolf is bigger. The man is bigger. Flashes again. Bigger again. As the sky goes black, there is no impression, no silhouette. When you, it's a little uneasy for you, right? So you flex your hands. When you flex your hands, you feel that the hammer is in your right hand. The maul, right hand.
Yep.
But it is black and you cannot see. Not even with dark vision. Like to do.
I want to light my hammer on fire. I know that.
Okay, yeah. So you grip the hammer a little tighter. You mouth the word. When you speak the word, no sound actually. But the hammer below you ignites. As it ignites, immediately in front of your face, you feel the breath and can see the wolf, and you can see the face. Not the face, but the body and the hood. This appears to be the same wolf that approached you in Athkatla. The man riding it appears to be the same person, wearing the same outfit, wearing the same armor, does not have the axe. You're carrying the axe in your.
Okay, well,
what would you like?
I'm taking a fighting stance because I'll remember. Because to this, would seem real to me.
Yeah,
so I'm taking
as far as you know, this is an actual occurrence.
Yeah, so I'm taking a fighting stance because from my recollection is that he's gonna be coming back to fight me again, so I'm gonna take a fighting stance.
Okay, yeah. As you draw the axe up, the wolf snarls loudly at you, right? Bares its teeth. The man, just like he did in Athkatla, takes a note and whips it at you. The wolf is immediately in your face, but he's 2.5 or so feet behind. He's sitting behind the shoulders of this massive wolf. Takes the note and he kind of throws it at you. It hits you in the chest, and when you look down at it, as it's falling down to the ground, your world goes black.
I couldn't grab it.
You could try. Make me a dex check.
Dex check. I'm gonna grab that note, bitch. I wanna read it. Dexterity check. 15.
You just managed to snag it. As your fingers touch it, it goes black. Alodor. You have witnessed Sotah stand, walk towards the bonfire, pull out her sister's skull, offer it to the bonfire, take it back, and put it back in the satchel. Strangely though, you did notice that the sash she wears that she took from the dwarf, right, that brought you back to Baldur's Gate, when she offered the skull forward, the sash lifted forwards with it. When she put the skull back, the sash dropped. You have witnessed Augustus stand, walk around the fire 3 times. He he reached out. He reached out and took food from somebody. Just reached out and took it. He looked at it, and when he looked at it, lightning jumped forwards from his hands and singed whatever was in his hands to dust.
You just burned some guy's food to a fucking crisp.
You watched Jornir stand, turn around, walk directly into the fire, stand in it. Just standing in a fire pit that's currently burning. And you watched him, you've heard him say the word before. So I'll tell you this. You heard him say the word that he said previously to ignite the hammer. You've heard him say it before when he fought once with it previously.
Oh my god.
You heard him give that command word.
Mm-hmm.
And then you watched him reach out and try and catch something that wasn't there.
In the fire.
You're standing in the fire, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm reaching out and grabbing at something.
Right, like for you, Alodor, it kind of looks like one of the little fucking pieces of ember that flies up. He reaches out and tries to grab for it. He doesn't. It for you, it doesn't look like he grabbed the ember. But that is what you witness, and you have been on one of these little spiritual journeys before, and you know that exactly what happens in it can be a little misleading, and you know that what you do in it affects your actual body. You did notice that the lightning that left Augustus's hand was blue, not red like he felt. Yes.
Blue, not red. Oh my god.
Fish are friends, not food.
Balls.
Yes, we all stand in bonfire.
Those of you who reached into or stood in fire, you're going to take half damage. Also, you roll half the dice because your fire resistance. So roll me 3d6, Jornir, and then Sotah, roll me. You reached into it, so I guess it's not going to be full. It'll be 3.
Augie.
And that's the damage you took on your spiritual journeys.
Dude,
What was it?
Love.
You didn't reach into the fire. You're fine. You walked around the fire.
Okay, I wanted to make sure.
Are
Question.
you shitting me? I took 15 damage.
You both took 15 damage. Oh no, it's a dex. That's a dex check.
Question though, we've talked about this, right? Okay,
Big
so
cap.
does my splitting? No, I don't have my splitting maul on me, so it doesn't.
No,
matter.
you do not have it on.
Okay, because I was gonna be like, well,
You
we
left
talked
it.
about this.
You left it in
If
your
we-
wagon previously.
If we had two resistances, we talked about it. You said it would be immunity, so I was
2 resistances doesn't function as immunity. It halves and then halves.
You told us, yeah, it does, but I mean, I remember the fucking conversation. I think it's recorded.
It may be. I don't know. You can find it. I'll change it, but it halves and halves. That's
Okay,
the
so
standard
how many
rule.
d6? 3d6?
Yeah. Take 15 fire damage.
9.
And you take 9 fire damage. That is your current. It was supposed to be 6 total. 6.
Yeah.
Half being 3. So you take your full 9. You take the full 15. So to your hands, when you're coming back to your conscious state, are burnt. Jornir, you have just suffered some basic heat damage. You know, you're effectively fireproof, being that you're fucking fire-producing dragon. So it's more so that the heat hurt you than the actual fire burning your flesh.
I'm sweating too much. That's what it is.
Yeah, armor chafed a little bit. You got a fucking nipple that's all rubbed wrong. It's not well, you know.
I'm all pruny because it's like I took a bath.
Sure, yeah, you stood in the water too long. But that being the case, we're to
Yes, I need to eat.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll take our break then. See you guys in fucking... Was it 15 minutes, I think? We're a little short of our... That's okay. Does anybody have any questions about your trips? Huh? What do you gotta check? Okay, fair enough. Anybody else questions? Sure. No other questions though, really? Nothing? Sotah, no questions about your spiritual journey? Absolutely not. No, but you can ask me questions as the player. They don't have to be just character-based questions. If it's not going to spoil anything, I'm happy to tell you. Right. And in a thought bubble over their head, experiencing it. Augustus playing fucking Duck Goose with the fire, bro. All of you, when you come back to a conscious state, vomit violently. Pro tip. Violently. Probably laughing. That's your journey. That's your journey. You have to play it through. So to your specifically your vomit is much worse than everybody. You exactly right. Exactly right.
In the morning still.
Yeah, I mean, like, soda is just like food. What is food? Don't care.
The bipedal horse is terrifying.
Right?
I don't like it. Though imagine the fucking, like, technically it's like a ostrich, centaur at that point, right? But think about that shit, that would be terrible. Ostrich centaur. It's just half ostrich and then half humanoid. Sprints at 50 miles. Anybody watching? Wonderful lemon bar. They're really good, dude. I like lemon anything though. It's just kind of my favorite fruit.
Lemon is really good.
Especially when you turn into a pastry.
That's fair.
These are kind of like, you know what an ooey gooey bar is?
A what?
An ooey gooey bar?
No.
It's like a, I mean, it's like a cheap, shitty fucking gas station dessert bar thing, but these are like that, but they're lemon based. Came from Publix. It's like a graham cracker bottom, and then like what would be the equivalent of like a lemon pie filling right on top. But there's no like pie crust or graham cracker. Very good though.
Oh, bed. Go to bed, boy. Sleepy time.
What'd you say?
Sleepy time.
I'll sleep.
Bedtime. Bedtime.
I think we could last for your fucking.
I thought we had one. I can't remember.
I have a
Sort of
first
been
name, but I
trying
don't
to
have a
look
last name.
Oh, I only have first name. We never came up with one. Never mind.
Okay, you ready for his name? Adam?
Yeah.
Okay. Hyric.
Hyric.
Heiric.
Notepad. Let me get out my other one because I don't have my other thing. So Hyric. H what?
Heiric.
I see.
Benwick. NWI.
All right. Hyric. Okay.
Elf that looks like a 50-year-old human. Quite a few years old.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got that salt and pepper hair, man.
Definitely. And would not approve of your beard.
Of course not.
Just
Augustus looks very sloppy, and then Augustus is like, so his twin, I imagine, prim and proper one.
Mhm.
Augustus now is like that one guy that, like, even if he wore fine and fancy clothes, he would look slightly out of place.
oh yeah, it wouldn't fit right, no matter how tailored it was.
No matter what, like he's just slightly in between sizes that it wouldn't fit right.
Alodor, do you want to roll a history check and see if you remember what your one of your past trips was like? That way you don't feel left out.
There it goes.
Yeah, we'll say you probably remember. It's probably triggered by the violent puking. It triggers the thought of your violent puking, which then triggers the thought of a vague memory of what one of your earliest trips was about when you drank this for the first time.
First became a druid.
Let's see. It would have been rather similar to your communion with Selune on Golia, though that was rather brief. You would have had this perfect I hate to use the word, but that's the word you use. It's unmolested jungle. Untouched by man, untouched by humanity. And you would be standing within it. Just on the opposite sides of the tree line. You can't see them, but you hear these loud thudding footsteps. You hear these deep guttural, growls and roars, and you hear the callbacks of what would be like prey animals trying to defend themselves, maybe. This is entirely raw, unkept forest. And high above you in the sky would be the moon, would be Selune. Her light shining down upon you in the clearing that you're in. Opposite you in this clearing would be the beautiful Talia. As you approach each other, you would feel warmth and connection. Take each other in your arms, kiss, snaps back in reality. Your memory's over.
Oh.
Probably just about the moment you developed a crush on her for the first time.
Oh,
No.
no.
How cute.
No. Oh. Sadness. Fair enough. That's not bad.
Just so you understand a little more of it, the noises around you did scare you. But there was some comfort in her embrace. A little respite from the terror of the world around you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got like a minute left. But you Nick's gonna forget that it's 15 minutes again and take 30 minutes.
Yeah, probably.
Time's up. 5 seconds. Pretty sure you guys got to hear the former hallucination. Let's see. Do I have to make up a hallucination for Thimble? Because you know she'd be down in that.
Probably, yeah.
I'll do it next time. I'll do it next time when she's here. I'll tell her. We'll backtrack to tell her what it was.
All right.
And then we'll tell Alodor what he witnessed Thimble do in Vincent's body.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Yeah, so probably a good time to round the night out, seeing that the rest of you are violently vomiting. Jornir's vomit has some fire in it. It's that violent. It's that violent. When he vomits, it just like fire comes out with it.
I thought we were on break.
We're back.
15 minutes, not 30,
homie.
my guy.
Do what?
15 minutes.
Yeah, I wasn't gone that long.
You were gone for 15 minutes. We started like 20 seconds before you got back.
Oh.
You were close. You came close. So probably a good point to round out the night. The rest of you go get your long. Alodor, specifically, what are you telling Iolilla about your communion?
See. Okay.
This being a time that would be smart to describe it to him as you're sitting around the fire while the other ones are running around dancing in it.
Oh no. When I said I want to do it in private, like I just want it to be like him and possibly the elders. And
That's the only people that are around the fire with you guys. It was your crew, but they all got up and started having.
Oh, okay.
Right. It was the group, but they all got high.
So I'm gonna let them know in Grisfolia whenever we finally had liberated the real queen and everything, celebrating. When she went to present me, I believe she presented me something, or right?
She presented the group? What?
He gave you all the gold and the spells.
Oh, you're talking about during the ceremony.
Yeah. So during the ceremony, time stopped, and
Oh no,
queen
this
and I
is
was
when that was when you cut your hand and smeared your blood onto the tree.
Yeah, the New Year ceremony.
Right.
Was it
You
the New
you
Year
were the
ceremony?
right. Yeah. The
Yeah,
bloom
but-
is the beginning of the year for them.
So I'm gonna tell them we were surrounded in a light, and Selune spoke through her, and she said,
And he stops you for a second and says, "Spoke through who, and how do you know it was her?"
through the Queen of Grisfolia.
But how do you know it was? And he refers to her as what you know her as, she who guides.
Yeah.
You know, like colloquially, that is what she is referred to as for you, the goddess of moon and light, guides you in.
Yes.
So when he refers to you and says, "How do you know it was she who guides?"
Because she said, "I am the one that guides," and she said, "The troubles have returned."
All of the elders sort of look around at each other, and you can see panic. This is a predominantly magic casting village.
Yeah.
they have noticed things going wrong with magic.
Yes.
But when you say those words, one of them specifically looks outward, and hang on, look up the name of which one it is. I wrote them all down, but I don't remember.
Is it the dude or the chick?
Well, the three of them, or all four of them, are there. All five of them technically.
Erroneous.
It's erroneous. Yeah.
Erroneous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Erroneous is the one. That was my fucking. I have these notes. I just lost the fucking page apparently. Yeah, erroneous is the one that's gonna look, and say I told you all that's what it felt like. And Emiel looks at him and hush, let him finish the story. And then they all kind of look back at you, let you continue. You know, Ayalila asks you, is there anything else from this vision that you can recollect?
No, that was all. As soon as
I would say the only other thing that you would remember is that you felt the, I want to say grace that you felt living under her, but something along those lines anyway, violently being torn from you. It's not that your magic was being ripped away, it's that the connection that you had was pulled away from you so badly it felt like you lost a limb. It was painful when it pulled that magic. Not magic from you, I'm sorry, but the connection. When it was severed, it hurt. That's probably the only other thing that you missed when you said that. I mean, you did a really good job remembering that from fucking 7 sessions ago.
And then I'll also tell him that, like, 1 minute the moon was up, and then immediately, as soon as we came back out of that vision, it disappeared. Because the moon was up right before it happened, and then after the vision, you had said that the
right,
moon disappeared.
not the whole moon disappeared. That it's like it wasn't reflecting light back.
Yeah.
And that when you were engulfed in that white light, it was the moonlight directing itself at you. You know, when you're out towards like sunset or sunrise and you have those rays of light that are shining through clouds, they're called crepuscular rays. That's what it looked like, just one moving across the crowd, and then it hit you and froze. And that's when it expanded and pushed everybody back 10 feet. So yeah, I mean, you give them all this information and they definitely tell you that they need to discuss a few things, specifically council elder things, the things that they need to discuss themselves, and say they would like to speak to you in the morning.
But I will let them know that even though my magic has been affected, our magic, people's magic, it does seem that because they can wild shape too, correct?
Yeah. Well, any of them that are druidic, yes.
Okay, so yeah. I'll let them know that has been unaffected so far that I know of.
And Odeon specifically will say, well, that's wonderful to know. At least we can do some of our traditional magic. We have been refraining across the board, you know, from doing anything, typically because we were worried that someone was going to get hurt.
Yeah.
After the first person cast a spell and it nearly burnt down the forest.
Oh no, fireball.
Yeah, somebody else lost teeth. Somebody else grew. Somebody else gained weight. You know, fucking Steven can't see colors anymore.
Oh no, that's happened to us.
I'm just listing things that you've already occurred. That way I don't have to tell you other things yet.
Oh, boo. Boo, boo, boo. No, but yeah, no. So I do let him know that, and I will gladly talk to them in the morning about more.
Wonderful. Is there anything else you can think that we ought to know?
Give me a second.
Sure. Take your time. Just watching Adam's head. Wakes himself up every time his head tilts. Oh shit.
Did you tell him about the fucking evil god that we had to kill?
Which evil god?
Forgot her name. Fuck.
Char?
Yeah, Char.
Oh.
Do you say the name out loud?
Yeah, that's the important part.
Can I roll for this? I don't know if I.
Whether or not you say it out loud? Or are you trying to see if you would know it offhand to not say it out loud? What are you trying to see?
Because I don't know. Because that's true. I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing if I do say it out loud. So.
Okay, so you want to see if you say it.
Evens,
Yes.
you say
Okay,
it, odds
roll.
you don't.
Well, yeah, exactly. Odds are good, so I mean you don't say it.
I don't say it.
Okay.
17.
Okay. Well, how do you relay the information then?
So there is something about an evil god that's the complete opposite of Selune in a sense.
And you can see a little more panic come into specifically Odeon and Demiel, to the two. You can see a little disdain and disbelief come into.
I think I'm lying.
Well, what the hell's his name? Narcius, is that right? Yeah.
Yes.
Narcius and Erroneous, you see a little disdain and disbelief. Like disdain specifically for what your implication is, but disbelief because they don't believe that it's happening. And Demial and Odeon, you see worry on their faces. You cannot read Iolilla. This is just your passive perception as you're telling the story.
Yeah. No. Looks like we're fucking dying. Call me. I'm gonna die.
We're not gonna die. We can fight them off.
Maybe. No, yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
Just catch magic until you get fireball.
Yeah, absolutely win.
Cast all your spells and hopefully you'll hit. Cast 8 fireballs.
But if I was to, let's say, cast Cure Wounds and I'm like, I'm gonna cast it at you only, wouldn't he be the target of fireball? Because technically I was targeting my spell.
Depends.
It depends.
It depends on how
written.
it depends on how I have it written in the extended wild magic table. Because one of them is cast at 8 fireballs on yourself. One of them is cast 8 fireballs on your target.
You said 8?
8.
8.
8.
Yeah.
8? You motherfucker.
I roll the dice, homie.
Oh yeah.
Resistant.
Everything comes down to.
I think one fireball could kill me if it hit me.
How many hit points do you have?
37.
Not even if you rolled on all the dice. I think you still have 1 hit point.
Yeah, but 8.
And you're resistant. Yeah, no, 8 of them. Yeah, if it was 8, you'd probably die.
Yeah, even being resistant, I'll still take the equivalent of 4 fireballs.
Well, you would take 8 just half damage. And if they were all perfectly rolled at half damage, then yes, you would take the equivalent of.
I'm basically just rolling 4 fireballs.
Well, you're not right now,
No, like it.
but you could be. You don't know yet.
That's
You
what I
don't
was
know,
getting at.
man. I worked quite a while on this fucking extended wild magic. Took some things here and there from other people's wild magic tales because I thought they were a good idea. It was hard to come up with 100 different things.
Our character gets transported to the real world. Magic doesn't exist.
There's actually one that's pretty similar to that.
What?
There's one of them that
God.
for like a minute your character becomes conscious that it's being played in a fake game.
Oh my god,
the-
that sounds amazing.
At the end of a minute, you forget.
I like how you were talking about it, prefacing that you're like, oh, I'm not trying to give out information about my tables, and you just fucking gave it out. Anyway.
Right, because that was a funny one. You guessed pretty close to it. I figure I'll tell you that one, but there's worse. Trust me.
You're not gonna technically know about it anyway.
There's worse.
Oh God.
Well, I want to get that just to be fucking insane for a minute.
For 60 seconds, he engages in combat with the rest of you because it's all fake. It's not real. None of this is real. It's all a simulation.
It's all a simulation.
He becomes a true solipsist.
My god, that is not real. Fuck.
God's not real. None of it's real. The whole party witnesses your mental. The whole party witnesses your mental breakdown for 60 seconds.
Yeah, but would they mention it after the fact? After I forget it?
Would you?
No.
Would we?
No,
I think
remember that time you
Thimble
fucking
definitely
flipped
would.
shit?
Thimble definitely would. He'd be like,
So
you
would
remember that time you said your god wasn't real?
Would that jog my memory of anything?
No. You forget entirely. For you, effectively, 60 seconds did not take place. You become conscious of being a played character in a fucking dice rolled TTRPG, and then 60 seconds later, forget. It's just something to fuck around for 60 seconds. Let your character run around and be a raving madman for 60 seconds. That's what it sounded like. A neat idea. Is there anything else you relay information-wise, Alodor?
I think that's all I remember. That's all I had written.
Okay.
That's all I remembered.
You don't have Ian with you, Vincent. You don't have Vincent with you. He's out by the weapon. He did not want to come inside.
His weapon.
Right. Yeah, he didn't want to part ways. Odie would probably be helped. Somebody would help her up and take her back to so she could rest again. You got a little outside time.
Her recess is over with.
Exactly. Yeah, her medical recess, furlough, is concluded. Yeah, so it's probably a good time to fucking let your night round out. You guys can all have a long rest. You can gain whatever hit points you had back, your spells, you can get back your conditions that were affecting you are undone. When you wake the next morning to the sounds of bird calls and crickets and other naturey, foresty things, leaves rustling, hooves stomping.
Bigfoot running around.
He's probably around here somewhere. Like, if you thought about it, Wealdath is like the ultimate place for him. It's no population. It's kind of like most of Montana. Or Alaska. Kind of like most of both of those places. No one ever goes to.
How's Bigfoot?
Alaska's nice.
Alaska looks pretty.
In the cities, between meth heads.
Yeah, between the bush people.
Say between the cities is what forests for in certain areas.
The natives there get very druggy in a sense, but they're pretty fucking cool.
Oh yeah, I'd imagine. Yeah.
Aren't a lot of them still like old practicing? I don't know. It's been a while since I've heard anything about Alaska.
Yeah, kind of. The ones further up north are.
Yeah,
Once
those
you get
ones.
past once you get past Fairbanks, yeah, a lot of them are.
Yeah,
There's- I
like
have a
over
book
the
somewhere.
mountain ridges there or whatever.
I don't know. I'll show it
Like,
to you
is
guys
that-
later. Don't let me
Yeah.
forget.
I
I'll
guess
show it
it's
to you.
all mountain.
I had to write a paper that got published in a book
Yeah,
on.
Denali.
Really?
Yeah, out of Inuits.
I don't know what that
Native people of Alaska.
Oh,
Yeah.
But I mean, it's Alaska, like northern Canada.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's pretty much all of just
Mostly
North America,
Canada.
like really North America.
If there's ice year round, chances are there's an Inuit. But these people are like incredibly dream based. What they dream, they try and like make a reality. They take their dreams as like a preemptive message. So they're very like culturally dream. Really cool to write a paper on them.
well, what if they have like weird ass dreams? Like they fall from space. they
Listen,
eat their own
dude, I don't
hand,
know
and-
why do we let Stephen King live? If he writes what he dreams, homie.
That man has seen some shit.
He just fucking writes bootleg Lovecraftian shit.
And Lovecraft stole it from every culture in history that had a horror story. He didn't invent it.
Mm.
And he was also like a raging racist and homophobe.
Oh yeah, do you know his cat's name?
He believed in eugenics.
Look up his cat's name.
I'm all right. He believed in eugenics. He wanted eugenics to become a thing.
Well, he's not the
fucking
brightest person,
legally pushed for it to become a thing. It's not okay.
but he did write his shit based on dreams he did have.
Right, yeah, and
Yeah,
other things
but
he
was
stole
also-
from cultures.
He studied all the dark side of cultures.
And then stole, Mesopotamian writing. He stole Phoenician, Greek, Roman. He stole all these horror myths and threw them all into one story and then invented a guy named Cthulhu that's just based on another Mesopotamian myth. Doesn't matter.
Nothing's original anyway.
That's right.
Besides whatever
It's
religion
all
was first.
it's all a simulation, man.
Oh my god, man!
The world's not real, man.
Like Scoob, he's gonna put a finger up my butt.
The birds are monitoring us.
Ruh-roh, Reggie.
That was, in fact, just so you know, that clip of all of us dying laughing when he made the horse noise, when I said that she walks up and does like the hair over her ear thing, and then that's going on TikTok, just so you guys know.
I better get credited. What the fuck?
It better go on TikTok. That has been the best thing ever.
Better tag me in it.
Your morning comes around. People are eating pork cooked with eggs. What are you listening to, homie?
Mona Lisa? What
Yes.
the fuck is that, bro?
What does
Sorry, I thought
what
it
does
was-
cornbread and the Mona Lisa have to do with each other?
It's the same thing.
The only reason the Mona Lisa is famous is because it got stolen. It's a shitty painting.
But it's art.
Is it though?
Yes.
If you want to,
It was the fucking selfie of the back in the days.
yes, it took fucking 2.5 months to paint.
Doesn't mean it's any less good or any less
It's
better.
really not good. That's my point. It's like this big, and
Yeah.
you can't get within 20 feet of the fucking thing because it was stolen by an Italian.
Yeah.
From a French
Whenever
museum, and that's why French
saw-
people, well, Italians do this, and then French people bite their thumbs and edit the middle finger.
Yeah, no. When I first saw a size picture of the Mona Lisa, I thought it was a fake picture because I'm like, it's gotta be fake.
It's literally
But no,
like
it's-
20 inches
it's
corner to corner.
tiny.
It's very small.
Yeah.
If you want to be more impressed, look at the one that his student did that hangs in the Prado Museum in Spain. It's about 32 inches corner to corner and much more detailed. It looks like the Mona Lisa in HD.
I thought that one was the real Mona.
Yeah, no, it's fake. And you can get close enough to touch it. They don't let you touch it, but you can.
Oh yeah, they don't.
You can't take photos of it either. You can't take photos in the Prado. Important to know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which is funny because Flash doesn't hurt photos, or Flash doesn't hurt paintings anymore. It was only when Flash was fire-based that it would hurt.
I'm assuming it's just so.
Pro tip from an archaeologist. Bullshit. It's so you don't disturb other people now, is what the excuse is giving.
Yeah, it's just so that they can keep charging people to go in.
Anyway. Yeah, it's so they can charge you more at the gift shop too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway. I do want to say that while I was running a rerun, somebody came in and wrote a funny little clip, a little tidbit, that was, they just walk up and drop a bag of coins, like as they're walking past you. So, to put that into your story, because they put some bits, and I felt like this is a great idea to put this in the story. Alodor, as you wake, do you sleep in the tent with your sister, or do you sleep outside?
He's finally got his horse bed back. Made for him to sleep on his side.
Yeah, what is it made out of hay?
No, because then he would eat it.
It's just a specially structured wooden bed for horse people.
It's shaped like an L, but like the L part is like really, the part that sticks out is like really small, but the fucking vertical part is like very large, so you can put it up.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to.
It would be like a queen size bed with a twin stuck to the side of it. You know.
There you go.
Soap is made out of animal fat, but we don't eat soap.
I mean, some people
what?
do.
What do you think?
Yeah, his bed being made out of hay. Why would he eat it?
Because he's hungry.
He's half horse.
Yeah, but I don't eat my soap because it's made out of animal fat.
But you could.
To be.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make a fucking sandwich with it now.
Go ahead, bro. Eat your soap.
Pretty sure it's all chemically preservative stuff now, so that's your stomach.
Do you sleep in the tent, Alodor?
See.
Do you sleep in the tent close to your sister? The rest of you, they don't necessarily have a tent. Would you like to sleep under the stars, or would you like to maybe go get your camping equipment from the wagon? What would you like to do? Most of you are pretty fucked up.
Yeah, after that, no. Augustus is passing out, fucking back to the ground, face to the stars, man. There ain't much else he's doing after violently throwing up.
Right. Alodor? You just gonna lay down? No, I'm sorry, not Alodor. Jornir. I apologize. You're sleeping.
I'm sleeping up against a tree.
Okay.
Like
Sotah?
sitting at it.
How and where do you?
Who, me?
Yes.
Sorry,
The only Sotah we have currently.
I didn't hear Sotah.
Unless somebody wants to play a goblin, its name is Sotah, but it's Soda.
There you go.
And somewhere out there, someone is trying to drink your blood.
He has a twin named Pop.
You live in constant fear of vampires trying to drink your blood.
Oh my god. Sotah would probably collapse not far from Augustus. Just literally like exhausted, drunk, vomiting up her guts up. She's like, I quit. I'm going to bed. And then literally falls asleep.
Because Augustus is on his back, do you feel like you would fall forward or fall backward? Like how? That's my question. Do you sleep on your stomach or do you sleep on your back?
She sleeps on her back.
Okay, so you fall down, roll over, you lay on your back. You're both staring up at the sky. Gisborne runs up in between you guys, circles up, lays down. Thimble probably does the same. Jornir not far away, back against a tree. hell of a crick in his neck when he wakes up in the morning. No, so everybody wakes up the next morning. Alodor, when you're awakening, you hear outside. It sounds like metal bouncing against metal outside.
I go outside. I see.
And you kick with one of your hooves, small leather pouch. Right. When you kick it, more metal clanging. Sounds like coins jangling. Jingling?
Jingling. I pick up the pouch of coins. So what the fuck?
Sure, yeah. You look inside?
Yeah.
30
Platinum. Hell yeah.
silver.
Damn.
No, it's 30 gold. 30 gold inside.
Fuck yeah, bro.
30 gold. And when you see this strikes you as an insanely large amount of money for somebody in your tribe to just have on.
I was about to say, I got a lot fucking more than just 30 gold on me.
Yeah, which is insane for you. You don't spend money like this. That to have a concept of money is strange for you.
Gotcha. Do I notice anyone running like away hurriedly? No.
You don't notice nothing.
I'm gonna hold on to it. Yoink.
30 gold and a small leather pouch.
I have.
Inside, you hear some stirring. As you turn around and peek your head back in, Odie is getting up out of bed. She seems to have quite a lot of energy.
Go back to bed.
Go back to bed. Are you telling her that, or are you doing it?
I'm saying it.
Okay, I wanted to make sure you weren't just gonna let her just roll around and go back to bed. So roll me a percent. She is going to look at you. You're 4. Smile at you in a very almost like, how do I put it? In a cunning is not the word that I'm looking.
Devious?
Sly.
In a more devious and sly way, and begins to sprint right past you.
Less malicious.
Pushes you right out of the way.
Can I do this pose strength check or some shit
To try and stop her? You can try, yeah.
No.
But being that she rolled an 18, you're 4.
Oh, good lord.
She was 16 plus 2. You're 2 plus 2.
Fair enough.
You didn't convince her, and because it was so poorly, she's gonna react as a spiteful teenager would. And I feel like just do the exact opposite of
Fair enough.
it. She's gonna try and just run past you. You could try and stop her.
Damn, let her go. I'm just being overprotective because she was almost dead.
Yeah. Be that person and just, out of spite, just push her back into the room.
So
stay as it said.
She has been gone, or I'm sorry, you have been gone for a little over a month. right? That's when you left camp. So about a month has passed. She does have some small like lesions that have grown on her because of the disease. You know, one it's probably several on her like torso. And then there'd be a few on her dryad torso. A couple on her back, probably.
So,
Not gruesome by any means, but a little off-putting because of her like open wound.
Yes.
I mean, probably not long after you get up, Iupes would come by. And he would tell you that we need to gather your friends. And we need to take them in front of the elders very quickly. Iolila is requesting it. Because the grandfathers.
Okay. Where are they at? Are they?
They're all by the fire from last night that is still smoldering and embering. Pretty close. the far end of the camp from where your tents are.
I'm head towards that direction.
Okay.
Mijo.
Yeah, Iupes does follow you. And as you get over, the rest of you are probably just about at this point stirring awake. All this fucking horse clapping and running around. You guys can't sleep. At this point, you're getting woken up.
Canonically a heavy sleeper.
Canonically a heavy sleeper, then you're fine. You didn't wake up. Everybody else is you know, vibration in the ground and things that woken up. There is still some leftover food from last night. If you guys would like to get some small breakfast, you can, but Alodor, you approach all of them and they begin to wake up. Augustus probably the first among them to wake up. Sotah not far after, but Sotah is because she's violently hungover and the vibration in the as you need to.
I wake up and do my morning stretches.
Yeah. Jornir gets up and does his morning yoga. Communes with Tyr through his yoga.
Can I?
You can try.
I'm going to try to speak to my god.
Sure. Go ahead. Roll me a religion check.
Religion. Good morning, your god of war. How is your day? Shit, where the fuck is the
Skill down towards the bottom.
Oh, religion, right?
The other two of you wake up. In fact,
That's so unfortunate.
You probably pull a hamstring.
Talking to my god?
Well, you're doing some yoga stretches. You know?
Would that be performance?
Would it? I don't know. It's
Yoga.
a religion check.
Yeah, but that's talking to him. That wouldn't really. Oh my.
That's fine, but how do I justify a fucking nat 1? And then not only a nat 1, but a 0 in a religion check?
I think I'm talking to my god, but I'm not actually.
But no. You hear utter silence.
It's the fucking static TV.
It's TV static. No.
Wrong channel. I have to change my orientation.
You hear utter silence. When you go to that place that you normally propel your psyche to, I guess, it is blank.
You must not be woken yet.
The sun is probably 8, 9. You guys did stay up quite late at the party, and you did hurt yourself quite a bit. but you have recovered in the morning.
How likely are Augustus and Sotah to be cuddled up together at this point?
I don't know, homie. I mean,
Cold
Thimble and the fucking pangolin are in the middle, so
There we go.
We're all
happy
cuddled
family.
together.
Yeah, we're all freaking laying together.
but you
Can't wait
guys
to see
are
the
woken
trial.
up. You guys are woken up with the boom 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 of the horses galloping to you. Alodor and Ayupis approach you both, or approach all of you while you're waking up, getting yourself.
Sort of like curled up around Thimble, probably like, oh, like she's like a teddy bear to her.
Using her as a pillow,
Basically
yeah.
just technically using Vincent's body as a pillow.
Right, yeah,
He's like,
because this is not Thimble. This is Thimble
No,
in
this
Vincent's
is-
body.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, so she's literally just like basically wrapped around Vincent's body.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, wait.
And when she gets up, the dress is like a huge dirt stain on
Yeah.
so like, and it's in a place that she as Vincent cannot see. You know what I mean? Like it's like back of the shoulder blade behind her, so she doesn't know it's there. Just because I feel like torturing Hobo when she comes back. That being said, you are all approached by Alodor and Ayupis. Alodor, what do you tell them?
Good morning. The elders want to see us.
And
It's too early for
Ayupis
this.
chimes in, quickly, please. Gather yourself.
I reluctantly start walking over to them.
Okay.
What's going on?
And
Elders.
Ayupis tells you guys that
Elders?
the elders need to see you all immediately.
What about elders? I'm so confused. Elders? Who smells? Do I smell?
You are
Bloody.
violently hungover. The sky is lit up, and like, who turned that fucker on?
We
I
can
don't
put
have
this
anything to
like
turn on the sun.
Who turned on the sun?
I did.
Fuck you, you ugly lizard man thing.
The pangolin bites you.
Ow!
No, he's definitely like nudging you to try and wake you up though. Because you're the last one just like laying on the ground.
Kill me now. Just put me out of my suffering.
About this time, when you reach over your shoulder like that, you don't touch your sword.
Put me out of my suffering, please. And now she's just wiggling on the ground like a 5-year-old having a tantrum.
Right.
She wouldn't be able to touch her sword anyway because she would have to put it away.
Well, effectively, it's stowed on your back.
With it.
Right. So when she reaches up like that, when she did her hand like that, that's where she fucked up. And I was like, oh, you don't touch your sword. Your sword is not where you normally put it. And then you have a sudden flash of it flipping in dark.
And like I said, she's now having a tantrum like a 5-year-old on a child, wiggling on the ground, refusing to get up.
Sure.
Augustus reaches over, and her whining has aggravated his own headache enough. He's gonna cast Shocking Grasp.
Sure. That's a cantrip, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll your save.
We're gonna roll to
What
hit.
is it?
So it's a
Okay.
roll to hit. We'll see if he hits him because he's also fucking fucked up. So it's 11. No, he probably misses.
Yeah, he misses.
Yeah.
You grab your own
grasp
pangolin.
the ground.
Right. Yeah. It pulses into the ground and nothing.
Yeah. He just goes to slap at her. And
And
hits the
she
ground
fucking
instead.
wiggles right out of the way, and you hit the ground. But you do feel a slight charge of electricity next to you. You feel your hair kind of stand up a little bit. Are your eyes open, Augustus, when you do this, or do you just sling your hand?
No, his eyes are closed.
Okay, well, those of you who are looking, Alodor and Jornir, the lightning that just left his hand is blue. Normally red.
What's up with your lightning?
Yeah, why is it blue?
Blue?
She starts singing in Orcish.
The song now exists in this plane of existence.
She starts singing in Orcish.
It's an old Orcish tribal song.
Right, yeah.
Oh.
I don't know what you're talking about. There was things in the dream.
You just saw things in your dream, right? Right.
Yeah. Alodor,
Yes.
what the fuck was in that?
There was something and something?
There was something in what we drank last night. Granted, it didn't stay in long.
No, I don't.
Oh, you mean the specialty.
Yeah.
The fuck? There was special tea? What the fuck? Why did no one tell me?
Because
I
it's
would drink that
special.
too. I would drink that too.
They definitely told them, Alodor.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely told them that it was not normal tea.
No, I asked what kind of tea it was. You're like, oh, it's normal tea.
Are you sure you want some? Y'all were asked.
Nope.
We're high as shit, you don't remember?
I don't remember anything that happened, but I feel like shit.
Well, you would have a vivid memory of seeing pirates.
Yeah.
But it just feels like a dream.
I would have known. I wouldn't have drank it.
You didn't hear?
You didn't drink it? What the fuck?
Let's get up.
Yeah, IUPs begins to rush you. Please, quickly. They've asked for you immediately.
I start booking it.
Alodor, no, I'm sorry, Jornir just fucking takes off. Just takes off towards the biggest tent. Just runs, bro.
See,
Yeah.
Augustus has got like one eye half open. He's still kind of fucking wobbling as he's standing up. Is that even the right way?
Damn, I sure hope it is.
But, I don't think I can even get on my own feet. Can someone drag me there, please?
You can lean on me.
IUPs reaches up and grabs your hand and begins to pull you.
That's fine. Sotah literally just like accepts being dragged across.
Right, yeah, just dead limp weight, 310 pounds or whatever the fuck it is. Just being drug is dead weight.
The whole while you just hear.
Yeah, pained groan the entire way. He drags you into a tent that has a small fire lit in it, and it has 5 very decorated like portions of this pentagon-shaped tent. As you enter, you're immediately faced by Iolilla. On either side of him, you have 2 of the elders very close to you. Having been in here before, Alodor, you know that this is where they do much of their discussion, where they decide what's going to happen amongst the tribe, amongst like war council or anything where it happens. You would know that the 2 youngest sit closest to the door, the 2 elder sit next further up, and then the eldest sits at the head of the tent, at the point of the tent. So it's Iolilla, it's Narcius and Dimial, and then Eronius and Odeon. Now Iupes drags her in and just lays her limp body on the floor as she's groaning. The rest of you walk in, and you're immediately met by the smell of like a tobacco being smoked, of fruits, of some wine. I'm sorry, not wines, but the alcohol that you all drank last night. Everybody except for Jornir.
Sotah wants nothing to do with it anymore.
Sotah vomits on the
Her body
floor
rejects it.
in the tribal tent. Let's see here.
Oh, and they're also
What?
crossfaded, so now it's worse.
God.
Hi, Andrew.
It's tobacco. Or whatever the D&D equivalent of tobacco is. Tobacco? You're from South Carolina?
Oh God, I hate that.
The flesh of a tabaxi.
hate that.
Yeah. In fact, yeah. That's canon now. Tabaxis are only good to be fucking filleted alive and smoked.
What the fuck?
The flesh of a tabaxi. Hell yeah, that's tobacco.
What? Tobacco.
Tobacco. Yeah.
That's gross.
No, their blood has a spiciness to it, and that's tobacco.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, you put it on food, yeah. Damn it.
Iolilla, once you all enter the tent, he says, "It is during our darkest moments that we must focus intently." Alodor.
What the fuck does that mean?
Okay. He looks at you on the floor and says, "For the strongest among you, you have quite the weak constitution."
Ooh.
Listen, you try drinking a shit ton of alcohol you've never had before, and then drink tea.
He looks back at Alodor as she's talking, looks back at Alodor and says, "Our guide, she is gone. Magic is dangerous and violent, almost as if it's lashing out at us." And he's just talking over her. He doesn't care.
And it's just gonna keep talking this whole time. Like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? It's just
Many
like,
years ago,
Dude, come on.
as we did years ago, we must choose an Aramis, and I believe our choice is clear. When he says that word Aramis, it hits you as like chosen hero, right?
Oh no.
Specifically, it's Hindi, real word is chosen of the moon.
This is page gasping, by the way.
So, are they supposed to go kill Shar?
What? Are you asking that, or are you asking me?
No, I'm asking them.
Because they're still mid conversation. Do you want me to finish first?
Yeah, go.
Okay, give me 1 second, because I lost my fucking
say
page.
the name after
Yeah,
not saying it before.
I accidentally let it slip when they said that after it hit me, Aramis.
Hang on, let me find my
Spooky
fucking
boy.
page again.
Got him.
Oh, I gotta stop writing notes, bro. I've done forgot my fucking page. I done lost it.
I'm right here, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, and enjoy being there, okay? Right, so, that was Iolilla speaking. No, not Aroni. Sorry, Narcius chimes in and says it must be Alodor. After his recent trial and success therein, the stories he and his new companions have brought to us, his commitment to this tribe and our guide is without question. Demial chimes in and says, "You must travel to the spine of the world and claim the moonbow with the title of Aramis. You must meet the... wrote down the name of this other tribe. The Arune, your tribe being the Aruna, is the Japanese word for those who love the moon. Colloquially, it is different. The northern region is Arune, still carries the same meaning. She says you must travel there, claim the title of Aramis, and you must restore our guide, pride, and the pride to the Aruna. Iolilla looks at you and says,
Oh, I thought you were gonna say more.
well, partially. Erroneous steps in, says, on claiming this title, you have it only in time of need. The title stays with you. Bow must be returned.
To who?
To the spine of the world where you collected it. Spine of the world. You would have a map. How well do you think you would have studied this map so far, Augustus? Adam?
Adam.
How well do you think you would have studied the map that you had with you?
Trying to think. He would have studied the places that he's been because he hasn't been.
Right.
So, like Othkotla and like the areas along the coast, he knows very well.
Okay, then you wouldn't
But
know
not the
where
Wealdath
this
area.
is offhand.
This is all new for him still.
Right.
So like he's learning this as he's been going. So over the last 2 days, it's fresh, but he doesn't have it memorized.
Okay. That being said, even the word spine of the world at the spine of the world don't trigger anything for any.
Yeah.
Hold on. You're you're from Neverwinter, correct?
Shit, I gotta look at the map.
I think you're either from Neverwinter or Waterdeep. I just don't remember which one.
I think it was Waterdeep. No. Waterdeep's what was on fire, right?
Wait,
Waterdeep
I
is
have
burnt
it
to
in
the fucking
my
ground at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, wherever. Wait. Hold up. Or.
Probably written in your backstory. Let me just look.
Shit, dude. Shit.
You're
Tired of-
Dragonborn, right?
Yeah.
Neverwinter. Neverwinter then.
I'm committed to being down here at this point.
What the?
I noticed.
I don't even know where you're at.
She's under her table or whatever.
She's
on the
doing some
floor.
hardcore play acting right now.
I'm on the floor. I no
Hardcore
longer
play
find my
acting.
chair comfortable. I'm gonna be honest.
Hey, live your life. Odeon comes behind you, places her hand on your shoulder, and says you will undergo some intense trial.
Yeah, Neverwinter.
Okay, then you might know Spine of the World is the mountain range several hundred miles north of Neverwinter.
God damn.
Iolilla, she tells you, Iolilla was the last to carry this title many years ago when her parents passed. Carried us and brought all of our tribes together. Rallied against the Wood Elf. And took back all of our land. Right? You would have been told stories like this as a kid, but the word Aramis was never associated with Iolilla. He distanced himself from the name, essentially. So when they tell you that he was it strikes you as very odd. Because he even though he's a leader, and he has been the leader for as long as you've been, as long as you can remember, it just seems strange to see him as a warrior and a leader at the same time. Because for you, he's always been an old man.
Uh-huh.
Hmm. So yeah, so Iolilla's gonna ask, will you accept the title, and challenges the.
I do.
We can bestow
Yes.
them upon you, but to earn them in the eyes of she who guides you, obtain the bow. Pass her test.
I will.
Then you must travel to. Written down. Hang on. Go find it. Hang on.
Schools and when?
You must travel to. How have I not written this shit down? It's on the map. But I didn't write it down apparently.
Nice. Good job.
Look. Give me a second. I'll pull up the map. There's a particular set of woods, which fucking Adam should know the woods off the top of his head because he wanted to use them as a fucking spawn point for another character, but I forgot what the fuck you call them.
I'd have to look at the map to tell you. I know where they are. With something wood.
The moonwood. That's it. I was thinking Lurkwood, but that's not right.
No.
You must travel to the moonwood and visit our. And you see the look on his face, kind of. It's
Moonwood?
The moonwood. It's at the base of the spine of the world. And you see the look on his face kind of get a. It's not disgust. It's like discomfort when he says this next word, brethren, in the moonwood. Keep in mind they're going to be very different from us. Lycan, but they worship Selune the same as we. As all ones who change form.
Uh-huh. Okay.
What do you say?
So as the Aramis, am I also supposed to help kill Jar?
Say the name.
No, yeah, I say the name.
Firstly, Iupes.
Iupes.
When you say it, he pushes you like at the shoulder, kind of like a friendly push, like you know better.
Oh.
And then Iolilla stops him, raises a hand, and says, "No, he's right. If we find that she is involved, the sister involved, then you may well have to do battle with her, and hopefully you as Aramis, carrying the moonbow, wielding the blessing of, will be triumphant with your." And he looks down at Sotah, mighty and powerful companions, and he looks back up at you.
Fuck you.
You may stand a chance.
Sotah's going through a very emotional moment, and I forgot.
Now, you, he looks down at you again, Sotah, groundling, in your, don't want to use it negatively, but blathering that we experienced last night. I commissioned our whittlers, because I don't have a better word for this, and it's technically whittling, to build you something that may hold you over until you find another weapon to bond.
If I knew half the words you said, I'd be personally offended, but keep talking.
He goes over to his, like, turns around, goes over to his section, and hefts up what is the equivalent of a great club, but at its end is the tree trunk at its wide end. Says, hopefully this will make do for some time. They worked all night for this. He brings it over to you and drags it over to you, because it is several 100-pound weapon. It is big. Not several 100 pounds, probably 100 pounds. I mean,
that's how you be doing this?
No. This is Iolilla Iolilla drags it over to her.
Iolilla? Holy
right.
Shit, this man's strong as fuck.
What was it?
Still gotta be fucking heavy.
It's roughly 100 pounds. But I mean, at its end, it is a full size tree trunk. You know, and then it carves down into a handle. It is the fucking equivalent of a softball bat. You know, like that kind of comparison of wedge difference. You know, the handle is fuck, I don't know. I mean, you're 7 feet tall, so your hands are massive. So you figure the handle is probably this big around, right? You know, big around as a fucking the small end of a Yeti cup down at the bottom. But the top is, 3, 4, 5 times as wide as that. It's probably 10, 12 inches at its widest point.
It's nothing for Sotah then. Easy.
It's heavy, but even then, like, once you get a good swing into it, it's gonna take you a little practice. But I mean, you're proficient with great clubs anyway.
Yeah.
So it's fine. We're not gonna discount you for it.
Please don't.
But it is a great club, so I think it does 2d6, if I remember correctly.
Great club.
So
see.
you can just add a great club to your. That is all this is. It's not magical. It's not special in any way. It is a carved by the druids of the wealdath.
Yeah.
And he's also going to lean in rather close to you, rather close to your ear, Sotah, if you're standing.
She is.
And he's going to say, and there's this as well. And he offers you a necklace.
Oh.
I have to.
Oh.
It's the amulet of the drunkard.
Hey, yo.
Oh my god.
He tells you, I won this years ago in a bet. He says, but you look like you could use it more than I can.
At least in the terms of I fall asleep.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So you get the amulet of the drunkard for your inventory.
Let's go.
Iron.
He says, if you have any other questions, concerns, is there anything else I can prepare you for your journey northward? He does tell you that they have loaded your wagon with winter gear, warmth, things that'll keep you warm, furs, essentially furs is what they've come up with. They don't fucking make, you know, Louboutin shoes. They're not great quality. You know what I mean? They have fucking bear furs and wolf furs and shit like that they've collected over. Things that will keep you warm. But
do we get capes and cloaks made out of furs?
You could, but not today.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, you could
boring.
try and do it yourself.
That's boring, though.
These are essentially just like blankets to try and keep you.
Okay.
He says we left them with your goat friend, the one that stayed at the wagon. We left them with the one that stayed at the wagon. And they gave you some perishable foods. They're not like fucking rations where they just last forever. They're not MREs. You know, they don't have a shelf life of 10 years. They gave you, you know, berries. They gave you fruits that buy. They probably could give you some salted meats that would last a little while, but they're not gonna last very long.
I have a question.
Sure.
Do you know of magic that makes people switch bodies?
Like the magic that we do when we take on the form of something from the forest?
Like
not swapping
souls,
bodies.
Like the soul of our like old woman switched with the body of the really tiny human man.
Yeah, and then Vincent obviously steps forward and in his voice says, I'm actually supposed to be in the goat body. And then the one that's in the goat body is supposed to be in this body. And his eyes get big and like confused. And he looks at you a little bit. Iolilla specifically says, I've never heard of something like that. That is dangerous. Could you imagine if somebody could take over as leader of a warring region by swapping their bodies?
The amount of people hurt.
That's potentially dangerous, potentially catastrophic, in fact.
So no, you cannot help us fix our friend's conundrum.
I don't
She's
believe
not
we
supposed to have a
can.
penis, and then the other one's supposed to not have a penis.
Yeah, and I pointed out. See, look, it's just fucking hanging out.
The rest of you with the
God.
assist now notice that there is in fact a penis hanging out from the bottom of the dress. With the assist of Jornir blatantly pointing at it.
You're welcome.
Thimble, probably pretty embarrassed, covers it up, runs outside.
Yo.
Why are you embarrassed? It's not your body.
Doesn't mean she can't feel, you know, stressed about the size, bro.
Listen.
Wait, what?
Fair enough.
I said it doesn't mean she can't be stressed about the size.
Was it tiny?
You'll know you're a half dragon.
Juice press is big enough.
Everything's tiny to you.
But like, cool. Okay, that was all I needed to know. Unfortunate, but thank you.
I'm sorry. I wish I could help.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Listen, magic does weird things. I don't know much about it, but I know it makes weird things happen.
That it does.
Like people switching bodies.
So.
Some mystical hand appearing on Cass's screen.
Oh my god. To recap, Cass, you have accepted the honorary title of Aramis. It's not official until you claim the moonbow. Right?
Yes.
Thimble still needs to go try and heal her mother. and you all have like an agreement to go help Duggar back in Othkatla.
Who?
The heavier set man who took Vincent while he was acting as Ian into that room and spoke with him, he came out and offered you guys the opportunity to do something for him. And then he, well, I mean, you all agreed to it, and then you took the wagon that he offered you in the morning so it would speed your journey.
Oh.
Do you remember now?
I remember now.
Okay.
Very
Oh,
long
fine.
time.
That was my members.
That's okay. So those are your current like 3 goals, I would suppose. He I mean, do you guys have anything else you would like to do, or are you gonna set course north again?
Can I ask Iolola something?
Okay, go ahead.
What is up with the armor that you guys gave me?
He says that was my armor when I fought alongside your father.
Can I? Because I am attuned to it,
Mm-hmm.
and I have been doing the whole thing.
Right?
Did it ever do this? And I'm gonna like move the armor around and show just to him like one of the veins that's digging from the armor into me. 'Cause that's what it says, or do I not? I notice it.
Right. Hang on.
God damn, bro. He's gonna be like, no, I never heard of that.
He says yes. It
The armor
bonds with
talk?
what?
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh
Sorry.
no, he says yes because it bonds with you at the they don't know what genetic is, but genetic level. It bonds with you on an inner level. I don't know how they would word that, but genetic level. So you have an idea what he is.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes part of you. We can remove it if you would like. We can try at least with magic as strange as it is. I'm unclear on
No,
whether or not it would be safe, but we could
no,
attempt to remove it from you if we would like.
it's all right. I just wanted to know a little bit more about it. It has helped me on our journey. Um, it's not doesn't speak to you or anything, did it? I'm
The
not.
look on his face is shock when you say that, and
Why?
he makes strong eye contact with you and mouths this word very slowly and very enunciated.
Oh, wait.
No.
Oh no.
It's a demon.
Is there anything else before we send you on your way? Would you like to go
Got
say
anything
goodbye
else
to
to help?
Odie?
Yeah, let's go say goodbye to Odie. I'm gonna
There
go
we
say
go.
Is there
goodbye to Odie
anything
and
else you have for us?
no.
Questions, any concerns, anything you think we can help with now before you begin your journey?
Um, unless you got something to help us on the fight, on our journey, I think that's it.
He looks over at
Oh,
Erroneous and he says, "What about those potions that we gathered years ago?" Uh, Erroneous says, "I know where they are." And Odian stands and says, "I'll be back in a few minutes." Several moments pass by. You you talk about some basic things. You probably ask him things like, "Oh, what was the trials? What are the trials like?" And he says they're different for every person. He tells you his was a challenge of courage, something that he struggled with his entire life. And the one who bestowed the title upon him, his was a challenge of endurance. About that time, Odian comes back in, brings in a small leather satchel that carries 3 potions. They are very dusty. They are
Nice.
They are corked shut. 2 are red. 1 is green.
2 red, 1 green. And I'm guessing they don't know what they do.
Nope.
Okay, I'll put it in notes.
Two red potions. They're vials, small. 2 are red. 1. You all step outside. Iolilla and Iope specifically escorts you over to Odie's tent. Fine, I muted him.
Oh no, my boy.
You slump.
Oh yeah, that man is.
What's funny is he's normally working now.
Good morning.
Morning.
It's
It's been a long 2 days, guys.
I hear you, man. No big deal.
No, I feel.
He escorts you over to Odie's tent, right? Odie is she's finally back inside now. She's covered in dirt and mud. She's been running for a lot of the morning, burning out whatever energy she had. Tired, like exhaustedly sprawled out on a bed. An L-shaped bed, because those are canonically how centaurs sleep, because he chose to not sleep like a horse and like a human on its side. Which I'm sure causes some sort of like intestinal twistage.
Nope. It just depends
while
on
you're a
which side you
kid.
sleep on.
Is a horse though?
Yes.
Your digestion's got to run backwards, so yeah.
Because in a person, if you sleep a certain
The question
way,
is,
like on your right side, it's
how
bad.
long is your large intestine, right? Because technically it should be in the human part, right? The dryad part. But then also you have like a centaur torso, like a horse torso. So is also there fucking like extra stomach in there? Like, do you have 2 livers? I don't. What is going on?
Oh, that's actually
biologically inside the centaur?
Yeah. You have 2 stomachs, 2 hearts.
Anyways, he guides you over. Odie is exhausted. She's back in bed. She has like a cold compress on her head. Namina is caring to them again, ensuring that everybody is back to trying to get back together. One of the people has a white cloth covering their face. It's not Odie.
Oh,
Another one of the centaurs.
Oh, can I go over and see what happened?
Sure. Do you remove the white cloth?
Yes, because I
remove the
want to
white
see who it
cloth?
is. Yes, because I want to see who it is.
It's normally somebody who does some cooking. That's normally what you see them as. You're not really bonded closely with this person, but you've seen them. They've cooked food for you before. Barbecue is excellent.
Not barbecue
But
chicken.
when you lift
had
the
best.
the cloth off of their face, as it comes up, it is bloody. The lesions had gotten to their face, and they were well opened, and they had died this morning. I mean, late last night, early this morning.
I will say a prayer for them.
Sure.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
Okay, good. They make me actually say one. Thank you. No.
Well, I might. Now that you said something, I'm kidding.
No.
You go over to Odie. What would you like to say to Odie? She's in and out of consciousness. Like, she's tired, so like when you come over to her, you kind of wake her up, kind of thing. But she's also very tired. She's in and out. What do you say?
I say, I'm leaving now. I will return eventually, but I don't know how long it will be.
And she kind of hits you with that, but you just got back.
There's still plenty more to do, unfortunately. But I'm gonna leave behind something, and you can only use it if everything else fails. And so I don't think you remember, but one of the things I took from the vault in Grisfolia was the spear.
Mm-hmm.
It was that the red. I still have the spear with me, even though it has a metal head.
Yeah.
I still have it with me, and I'm gonna. It's wrapped, so they can't see like the spearhead or anything. But I'm
Okay.
gonna put it underneath, and I'll be like, use this as a last resort if anything goes wrong while I'm away.
Okay.
Don't let it be seen.
You take her hand and you put her hand on it, but she's asleep.
Okay.
But at least she knows it's there. Her hand is rested on.
And that's
Anything else?
no, that's it.
Iolilla and Iupes go with you to the edge of camp. They exit through that very thick tree line that's like hard for you to dive through, for everybody except for the centaurs anyway. It seems weird because the centaurs are so much bigger than you, like it shouldn't make sense that they can move through these trees so easily, but they move through easily, I mean incredibly easily, almost gracefully, versus the rest of you have to like almost force yourselves through the angles of these trees. And once you're back out, you see Thimble's body just sitting on the back of the cart.
Yeah.
Probably has the other goat tied to the back of the cart. Throwing some fucking seed at the ground or something for him to eat, some grass, some hay, something.
Yeah.
That way it just stays. He's being nice to the animal. That's my point. But once you guys gather the cart back together, is there anything you need to do before you take off?
No, that was it.
Okay.
Take it off towards Neverwinter to go north from it.
Well, your first thing that you've agreed to do is help Duggar and Othkala. Right? There was kind of a timetable on that.
Okay. So
That's the first thing, and then at some point, Thimble needs to go meet her mother, right, to try and heal her mother. And then at some point, you need to go to the spine of the world to go to the Moonwood, which you could get there from Thimble's mother's house. Like you would just kind of arc across the country.
General direction, Thimble's mother's house.
After we go there, we go and kill the fucking cherry bitch, whatever.
Char.
And then we Gucci. Okay, got it.
Yes.
Sure.
You make it sound extremely easy.
Yeah, but,
Sure. It's exactly what he said. hell of a plan, guys.
Yeah, we kill the cherry god asshole, and then magic comes back, but we have to use components or whatever the fuck he said. And some other shit might happen, but we'll know when we get there.
Yes.
As you begin your journey northward,
Okay.
the 2 days pass by. You get to the top. Small fangs again. As you get to the top of the small fangs, you feel slight earthquake.
I punched the ground to stop it.
Okay. It doesn't stop.
I
All
punched it
cheeks.
again.
It's slight. It's almost it's not as intense as when Augustus created the
Oh.
avalanche. It's less than that. Earth shaking. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
It's very slight. It almost feels like the wagon is wobbling. You know what I mean? Like you just hit a bump in the road. Just a slight little continuous jiggle of the earth.
Wheel is loose.
Yeah,
Money
almost like the
don't
wheel
jiggle,
is loose.
jiggle. It.
Let's
My
go.
wagon don't jiggle jiggle. It falls.
But with that, we
You know.
probably round out for the night. Does anybody have anything else? Any questions? Any concerns?
Are we encountering any goblins?
We are. I'm fucking demolishing all of them.
No.
No, you pass by in the daytime. You don't see any. But we'll pick up next time with you coming down the opposite side of all things. 2 days past your travel north. Ben, whenever you watch this, your 2 weeks are up, homie. Go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw because you haven't killed anybody with your sword in 2 weeks.
Yeah, homie.
Oh fuck.
Go ahead
It's
and
still
go ahead and
attuned to
make
you.
me a wisdom saving throw.
Couldn't we just do that now?
I'm going to bed.
No.
'cause
This is for
that's
Ben to
something
do.
for him.
Yeah,
Hmm.
let him roll. It's an
Um,
Good night.
important
Good
roll.
night. Good night.
For everybody that watched, appreciate you guys. See you guys next time.
Probably gonna have to kill
Yeah.
Ben if he tries to kill us.
Well, I'm going to. So,
Yeah.
Maybe.
but I'm gonna
Um,
wait until they change bodies.
Mm,
Because if the body dies, the soul cannot return to it. Smart man.
You're right.
But I could revivify the body, right?
That's an interesting thought because
I don't think you have that
revivify
spell
brings
yet.
the soul back
I
from
do.
the dead to its body.
You
soul
have
is not in its
revivify?
body.
I
Yeah,
should. I think.
it's either level 4 or 5. You get
You're gonna have to go ahead and look at those materials,
I have to-
though.
Yeah, look at the materials, but also read the spell because I want to say revivify
It's 60
specifically
seconds.
states it brings the soul back to the body.
I don't think it says anything about a soul.
I don't think it
on
does either. I think it's just
Does it say just bring back from
I'm
the
going to
dead?
bed. Good night, guys.
good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Very
All right.
specific